What's up, meatbags? It's the often imitated, never duplicated frog, king of fun, and America's favorite son, Tony TGD. And I am joined today by Gary OCG, the obsessive compulsive gamer. What's up, Gary?
What's going on, guys? I'm the Turtle Man today.
That you are. And in the third seat, the hammock man himself, the only sane member of the Geek Getaway crew, the
I
man who
doubt
needs to
that.
be saved. Give it up for Dazed Gaming. What's up, Dazed?
Not much, fellas. How are you guys doing? I'm doing pretty good. Got the next 2 days off as usual for my Saturday night, so I'm in a good mood. Ready to go.
All right. So first off, apologies for being late. We're always late. We run on Mexican time, so we're late all the time. So we're just gonna get into it. We're gonna ask Gary, how was your week, Gary? How has it been?
So. Nothing special. No highlights, just a boring week.
No lowlights?
No lows, no highs, just average.
I'll take average over bad any day.
Yeah.
What about you, Days? How's your week been?
Yeah, I'm about in the same boat as Gary. Just kind of like getting back into after my lovely vacation that I took with my wife. Getting back into the swing of things at work always sucks. So dealing with that because it's always so exciting when you're like you're leading up to go to that vacation. It's like, oh, 2 weeks left, it's vacation. 1 week left is vacation, and then the vacation comes and it's awesome, and then you come back and you're like, fuck, now I got nothing to look forward to. So
yeah, it comes and goes. It's over real fast.
And the cool thing is, though, I am actually doing. Next weekend. I'm my son and I are taking a little trip together. We're gonna
strip club?
fly down. Yeah, he's 13. He's 13, but fuck it. No,
Dress
I'm
him
going
up,
down.
pretend he's a midget. That'd be all right.
I'm going down to flying down to Atlanta for. I'm just taking like a 3-day weekend. We're flying down. My dad's going to take us to an Atlanta Braves game and see some family and just hang out because he was going to try to come up for my birthday this year, but he had to have some surgery and wasn't able to. So we're going to go down and visit him. So that is something else to look forward to a little bit. Nice 3-day weekend.
They say what happens in Atlanta stays in Atlanta.
Yeah, do they?
That's what I hear.
It gets crazy down there. I will admit.
Hot Atlanta.
I've been part of a few. Yes, I've been part of a few wild evenings. So
we expect a full report next week.
Yeah, it won't be like that.
Pictures, diagrams, the whole shebang, like a diorama of the strip club.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that brings it to me. How has my week been? And of course, my week has been awesome because my weeks are always awesome. I get to go to work and work in a hot, humid, disgusting warehouse where I lift heavy material day in and day out. Then I got to come home to the internet where everybody tells me how I waste my time doing live streams and people judging me for my behavior and the things I do. So that's always lovely. But we got that nice Amico news, so that was nice. Always good to get a little recognition.
Yeah, that was a nice little pick me up for the middle of the week. Get to the weekend. Well, I guess it really wasn't the middle of the week. It was Friday night, but still.
And you'll be glad to know that I did make it into work on Saturday. Only an hour.
Good for you. Oof.
It wasn't my fault. I actually did. I woke up on time because sleep is no problem. Woke up on time, left for work. The bus that I take decided it wasn't going to show up. They were training people because everybody's sick with COVID. And don't want to go. So there's like a shortage of bus drivers. So they were just training bus drivers in a bus. They didn't come for 90 minutes. Now, had I known, I could actually walk from where I was to my job and have been there maybe like 10 minutes late. But you know how when you start waiting, you're like, well, I'll just wait. It'll be here in 5 minutes. It'll be here in 5 minutes. 90 minutes later, it shows up, and I'm on my way to work. So that was lovely. My boss don't give a shit, so that's good. I mean, when you pretty much program and run all the technical machinery at the job and no one knows how to fix it or run it, pretty much can just do whatever you want. Just show up late, leave early. As long as the machinery's running, the boss don't give a shit what I do. So
That's good.
other than that, I mean, nothing exciting. Solid week. I give it a C plus. C plus week. With that said, we got a lot to talk about tonight. We're going to be talking about the state of play. I don't know if you've seen it. I've seen it. I got some thoughts
Boo.
on it. We're going to be
It was
discussing
okay.
Embracer Group. We mentioned Embracer Group a couple weeks ago when they were buying up some companies. Well, they're looking to archive as much of the industry as possible. It's very interesting. We got 18 European countries getting together and deciding that they're going to do something about loot boxes. Of course, we got to talk about that new Sega mini console. It wasn't the Amico, but it was something else. We got a couple polls we got to go over. I think it's like 3, maybe 4 polls. And whatever else we get into, because we always get into some sort of trouble here. Sound good? Sound like a plan, fellas?
Perfect.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. What do you want to get into first? State of play?
Well, I
jump,
didn't see
Oh.
it, so I'm gonna hear what you guys have to say.
Well, we'll break it down and we'll go through game by game. But yeah, let's jump into that.
All right, let me get this all queued up. In the meantime, Days Gaming is going to sing us a song from his home country. A song from Bavaria, his homeland. Go ahead and.
I could sing y'all my Georgia Bulldogs motto. That would be from my homeland. But it's pretty cringe, so I'm not doing that.
I was waiting for it. We're going to start charging like $10 for karaoke songs to make you guys sing.
Oh, geez.
Blinded said he'll be jumping in soon.
Okay, cool.
You want to be on for the state of play talk, Blinded, or you want to?
Yeah, we can wait on that for a second if till you get in here.
Darius made another video, like another one, or just the.
I think he's talking about the second one.
Yeah.
Because I did see this. It wasn't that funny. You guys have a.
If he made it. Go ahead.
I was say he says it's hilarious, but that's what I'm saying. Like you guys got like a weird sense of what is funny. But then again,
I mean, if he made a third one though.
No, he was live streaming, I think.
He's really grasping at straws.
Yeah, he's live streaming right now.
Yeah, so he must be talking about the second video he made. Which, I mean, I did a lot of... What's the word I'm looking for here? It's old audio. It's an old video, so there was a lot of, a lot of that.
Lip smacking good times.
Lip smacking good times. I did watch that. So, what's up? Just another fence riding viewer. The tab video was super fun. I'm glad you enjoyed that. I mean, I don't have to attack Darius. I don't have to make videos. I just wanted to be helpful. That's what we do here. We're just helpful.
Such a good guy.
I really am. I'm glad you recognize that.
I do.
What is funny though is there seems to be a diminishing return on the whole anti-Tony videos. Like, I think the well is run dry. Everybody who hates me is pretty much already, know what the hell you're gonna say. So they're probably not tuning in. They're done. I mean, I'm not that well known. I mean, I'm sort of well known, but not that well known. I mean, it's not like million sub YouTubers have ever referenced my articles. That's never happened.
Just hate me. It's easier. I have bad takes on video games.
You have the best takes, Gary. Your takes are. We're not going to get into that though, but it is.
No.
Let's see. So yeah, I mean, it's not like people have made videos about me and said good things about me, and other websites have referenced me. And I didn't work for an online men's magazine for 6 months where I got paid to write articles about different things, pop culture and games and movies and the best songs to make love to. I didn't do any of that. I also don't got a Moby Games page, that shows that I've worked on at least one game in a QA fashion.
What was the best song to make love to? Do you remember what you put?
It was like 10 years ago. I don't even remember.
Right.
It was probably like something classic. Like
Let's Get It On.
Yeah.
Al Green.
Or the other one. What's the other one? Sexual Healing. That's always a good one.
Yeah. Sexual Healing.
While we wait for Blinded, let's I want to share a tab here because this is.
We'll be right back.
Don't do that. Don't leave us, Gary. Gary, come home. All right, so here, this is a video by the Quartering. Huge Quartering fan. If you know me, you know I just love me some Quartering.
Right. That's going to be clipped and taken out of context.
It probably is. I don't know if you can see the screen here. Let me see if I can make it a little bit bigger. So this is the Quartering's video on Alita Battle Angel. It's the media's bizarre obsession with Alita Battle Angel fans. It's 1080p already. Man, he really needs to focus. But as you can see right here where the cursor is, he's reading an article. The article is, if you like Alita Battle Angel, then The Independent thinks you may be alt-right. The Independent being a rag of a newspaper that basically said if you like Alita Battle Angel, it's because you're an alt-right Nazi who hates women and Brie Larson. Now you might focus your attention right where my cursor is so you can see who is the author of the article that he's reading. Do you happen to see that name?
Uh-oh. I can't see. Hold on, let me look. Oh, wow. Look at you.
So again,
big time.
When people say, Tony, you got no clout. Tony, nobody knows you. Nobody's ever referenced you. Tony, you're a nobody. Come on, do some research. Look into things a little bit. People know who I am. People have known who I am. There's a reason why I say I'm often imitated, never duplicated. I don't just make that shit up. The best song to make love to right now, I would say, is The Neighbors Know My Name.
Who sings that? I'm not aware of that.
I want to say Trey Songz. It's a hip-hop, R&B type thing. You don't know nothing about that.
That's not my style.
Yeah, it's Trey Songz, Neighbors Know My Name. Look it up after the stream. I would play it, but, we just get flagged.
We would get, yeah.
The stream would get shut down right in the middle. I'm not often intimidated. Often imitated. Yeah. So.
Who said, did someone say you were often intimidated?
Often intimidated. That would be something. But of course.
Not Tony.
Not Tony. Who's this? Is this Blinded? What's up, Blinded? You joined us.
Oh, what's up?
Hi, Blinded.
give me
I'm
1
going to
second.
talk to you in a while.
He says he still don't want to talk to you, Days. He muted himself.
That's fair. I wouldn't want to talk to me either.
It says, Tony, you need to do more bashing the quartering segments. It was awesome. I put like 3 or 4 videos, at least 2 videos about the quartering. What's up, Mitty? We're just sort of chilling right now as we get our shit together. I'm eating some pepperoni. I was this close to making a video where I was just going to say thank you for all the super chats and then wave a bunch of money. But I was like, nah, that might come off a little cringe. But thank you guys for all the super chats. It's much appreciated. I've lined my pockets with $15, $16.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Filthy
Whoa, whoa,
e-beggar.
whoa.
Where's my cut?
It's in Blinded's pocket.
Oh, that's fair.
That son of a bitch.
I took it for myself.
Bought some fries with it. Your
I wish
cut.
there was a way to show
Yeah,
all
our
the
games.
tips, like total. No. We got to get some merchandise going. Any ideas for merchandise, gentlemen?
A frog mask.
Frogmans.
You need to make some kind of e-beggar merch with like e-beggar logos on it.
Faceless
Yeah, like
eBay.
No, I like Blinded's idea. You make like a frog mask, like the V for Vendetta guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of work. I was looking for easy ideas, like it's just like something I just slap on a T-shirt or a mug.
An Amico keychain with on the back it says it's doesn't exist.
The real news amigo.
Hell yeah, Geek Getaway branded pencil bands. There we go. What's up, Dean? So maybe like a stick figure with no head. You can put faceless e-beggar, and he's like holding like a change cup.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I am swimming in money like Scrooge McDuck. I used to love DuckTales. Great cartoon. Top 10 of my childhood cartoons.
That could be top 5, honestly, dude. That's a great cartoon.
We should one day just go over like the best cartoons from the 80s. Blinded might have to sit out this because he's only like 10 years old.
No, I saw some cartoons from the 80s.
Inspector
Like DuckTales
Gadget.
was pretty good. Yeah, I'd expect a gadget.
You know what cartoon I hated, but I love the theme song? Fucking Gummy Bears.
Gummy bears.
Gummy
Oh, boy.
bears bouncing here and there and everywhere. I like gummy bears.
It was just weird because you would hear the voices from other characters. Like, wait a minute, that's the voice of Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, I mean
That's
it was not like greatest cartoon, but that theme song.
That's all I notice nowadays is that all these characters that are all the fucking same. I'm like, wait, that's the dude who does this, and that's the dude who does this.
That's Bender's voice in like 6 different cartoons. Like, what the fuck?
Oh, John DiMaggio does so many fucking voices. It's insane.
It really is. And Gizmo Duck is a shit. Yeah, he is. All right. I think that's enough stalling. Did you watch
you were
the State of
stalling?
Play
Okay.
Blinded?
Yes, I did.
Right, so Days is the only one who hasn't watched it.
It's pretty
Yeah.
weak, don't you think?
I'm a fake gamer.
Hold on.
Mhm.
You can't
He doesn't even have a PlayStation.
Hold on. Let me put the banner up. You guys always jump the gun.
Oh, I thought the banner.
You were the one that asked the question.
I asked if Days saw it, and then you guys just went into it. Like,
All right, fine.
man, is this the first time we've done this show?
I think so.
Yeah.
Can't
We're
quite
not used
be
to having all 4 of us here. That's what it is. We're throwing off the rhythm.
It's been a while.
It has been a while.
We need that clip from Pat Neen where he's like, "It's been a while."
Yeah.
All right. We're going to be talking Sony State of Play for May 2022. What we
It was
saw,
June.
what we thought of it. Was it June? Damn it!
Yes, you just failed.
Yeah, it just failed. Pretend like that didn't happen. Don't clip that. I didn't think it was that many days ago. Are you sure?
Yeah, it was June
Before,
2nd.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I'm confused. I'm still writing fucking 2020 on my checks.
God damn.
That's
The
bad.
frog brain.
You write checks?
That's what you got from it, huh, Gary? You write checks.
You write checks.
Like an old person.
You fucking boomer.
I will say anything for a laugh. Just remember, I don't actually write checks, just so we know. So we're clear. All right, we're going to be talking Sony State of Play for June 2022. What we saw, what we thought of it. But before we get into it, let me remind you to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and of course, share it with your friends because they're going to want to hear our thoughts because our thoughts are the only thoughts that matter on Sony State of Play for June 2022. Now,
Don't forget to. Oh, sorry.
I know that all the Sony executives, they're sitting at their computer desk. They're waiting to hear what we got to say. So let's get into it. What do you think was the highlight of the show for you, Blinded? Let's start with you.
There was a lot of highlights. I mean, god damn, fuck.
Did we watch
Obviously, Resident Evil 4. Yes.
No.
Resident Evil 4. Roller Dome looked pretty good. Final Fantasy 16 looked really good. Kind of surprised that Spider-Man came to PC, but hey, I mean, at least there's gonna be some fun mods there. And
I will agree that these games look good.
yeah, they look good, and there was a lot of variety. I felt that this was a pretty interesting one. Like there was enough variety here where I'm like, yeah, this was actually decent.
Is Final Fantasy exclusive to PlayStation?
I don't think so. It's probably going to be timed.
Is Resident Evil exclusive to PlayStation?
No.
So my point is, a lot of people were kind of complaining that Sony dropped the ball with kind of exclusives. That a lot of it was.
But they said, okay, first off, we should just ignore those people because they literally came out and said that this is a third-party event. So I'm like.
I know, but like, are we getting any? Here's the issue: is that E3 obviously is not going to happen. What else are we going to get from PlayStation? It kind of is
probably not a lot,
right?
We'll probably get a God of War release date, but that's about it.
Even with them saying what they said, and I understand what you're saying there. It's kind of for anybody who's holding on to a PlayStation 5 right now and is pumping their arm at a Microsoft and the Xbox. I think they were a little let down that there wasn't, more exclusives announced or, stuff of that caliber. So I just wanted to point it out that even though they might have said it, it's kind of, to me, watching it was a little lackluster, especially if we're not going to get much more.
What department? What are you talking about?
I mean, right out of the gate, we're getting, Resident Evil 4, which to me is, I must be getting old because I don't really think that something like Resident Evil 4 really needed the remake treatment
Resident Evil, yeah, sure. But I mean, this was kind of expected based on they're remaking 2 and 3. And 2 was really good. It got a bunch of praise from people.
It'd be nice to see them go back and do an original type Resident Evil game with that system in place. I think a lot. I seen a meme with Dino Crisis. It would actually be nice to see them do Dino Crisis in that vein with that. That
would be really cool.
Yeah, that would be great. And it's stuff like that. Like I'm not like Resident Evil 4 is a great game. Don't get me wrong. And then it'll be amazing that it's going on PSVR 2 or whatever. But I'm just not excited about it. It's like, yeah, that'll be good. It'll be good, but it's not.
I think you should play the remake. I think you should play the second remake because that is where the excitement is coming from. 3 was kind of like, but I think this is the team that made 2, because they're a separate team,
really
right?
Good.
Yeah. So, and obviously the thing is, like, 4 is horror, but it's still somewhat action based. Well, this one seems like it's going to be more in line with what 2 was doing, which was like more emphasis on the horror, even though it's action. I can't really explain it, but that's kind of
I'll admit that's one of the games I've wanted to play for a while was the remake of 2, because I'm always I juggle back and forth between the first one and the second one being my favorite. They're both amazing games, and I heard a lot of good things about the remake. So I mean, it'll definitely, hands down, as long as they don't stray too far, and they keep it in the realm of what they did with the remake for 2. I think it'll do really well. It's not that holy shit moment where it's like I gotta go out and buy a PlayStation 5. You know what I mean? That's what
it is multi-plat.
Right. What was the what was the second game that they showed off now?
Ooh, yeah, Tony's got to pull that up because I don't remember.
Was that the roller
No.
No.
They showed off a bunch of VR games right off the bat.
I think that was kind of disappointing.
Well, they had a Horizon VR game, right?
Yeah, which we kind of saw a bit of the gameplay of.
Pretty.
It was Horizon Call of the Mountain for PS2, PSVR 2. And there was the other Resident Evil VR game that was announced.
Yeah, 8. 8's getting the VR.
So I'm a little rusty on my PSVR stuff. Is this these just PSVR 2 games like with the old PSVR? Or is there actually a new headset? There's a new headset.
There's going to be. There's the new headset is coming out next year. So all of this is still like we still haven't even really gotten like official reveal for it. Like they just did a blog post and showed us what the controller looks like. And I think the headset looks like. I might be wrong about that, but we don't really know much about it, like the price or like what some exclusive games are for it.
Do they know whether or not it's going to be a standalone headset, or is this going to be wired to the console?
Yeah, that's the thing that I have no clue about.
Yeah, and I think right now, if they can somehow manage to get this to be a standalone, headset, obviously you'll have to have a PlayStation 5, but if they can make this standalone, I think they'd be able to compete with Facebook and the Quest. So
yeah,
I mean the Quest pretty,
is
I mean, it's not. See, the problem is like it's not that it's accessible, right? It's like you got it. You don't have to fuck with computers. You don't have to fuck with wires, and I think that's a big, huge push. And granted, like I've talked about it before, that VR is kind of like I'm kind of in a spot where I think because of the visuals and because it's not at the peak, that I get the motion sickness and stuff like that from it. So I didn't get into the VR as much as I want to. I'm really hoping that when they, time passes and we start getting more headsets and standalone headsets, because I don't want to tether anything to a computer or anything like that. But I hope moving forward that I can really get into it. At least like the PlayStation stuff looks really good. I did like what I seen there.
Nice.
What was the highlight for you, Gary? What was like the standout?
I mean, up until Blinded showed me those few games that I kind of hadn't seen before, because I don't pay attention too much to PlayStation stuff because I don't have a PlayStation, and even like newer Xbox stuff, I pay a little bit more attention to Xbox stuff, just because I've always been kind of an Xbox guy. But I mean, nothing really. I mean, it wasn't anything really like you have to go out and go grab a system. It was just stuff that, I mean, all looks good. Like, I'll agree, it all looks good. And when he showed me Stray the other day, I was like, wow, I looked that up and I thought that looked really interesting. So when they showed a little bit more off there, I was, I liked that a lot. But other than that, I mean, Final Fantasy, you know how I feel about Final Fantasy. We talked about it yesterday.
Yeah.
I feel like the series is just going.
But what about that? Dead Space spiritual successor game, because that looked really impressive.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that what was the name of that one? That did look really good.
Something Protocol. I always blank on the
Callisto.
name.
The Callisto Protocol.
Callisto. So there's a moment in the trailer when you have to do this like the Tomb Raider kind of like walking through the very small narrow space, and you walk past this guy who's dead, and his face, like, that was really like, that caught my eye.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's going to be on pretty much everything.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, it's third party. It's a third party event, so.
So I was just saying that Gary could theoretically
get a Xbox, right?
For me, this was a very boring state of play. I didn't think anything really stood out. Eternights, the Weeb game, is probably the highlight for me.
That was the game that was. Are you serious? Like that was some like dating sim looking game.
It is.
It looked like a.
It is a.
It looked like Astro Train.
Yes. That's what I said. It's a Weeb dating sim / action game. I'm not a big VR fan. I don't play VR, so all those games didn't appeal to me. The update to Horizon Zero Dawn, Forbidden West. I haven't played either one of those games yet, so that didn't appeal to me. Spider-Man on PC doesn't matter to me. I already played and beat it 100% on PlayStation.
There is one good thing about that, though.
What's that?
So, because it seems like they're starting to do this pattern where they're releasing games that are getting sequels, like that are so basically like Horizon, right? It came to PC in August last year, and then the second game released in February, and then God of War came out in January, and the sequel's obviously going to come in the fall. So it seems like they're releasing it, some of these games close to, their sequels getting released on PS5. Like it's almost like a marketing thing. So.
Oh yeah, it is. It gets you to play it on PC. You're interested in the game. You're like, well, fuck, now I need a PlayStation to buy the sequel.
Yeah. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, it seems like Spider-Man 2 might be closer
right around the corner
in 2020. Yeah. Like maybe early 2023. That would be kind of shocking, but it's Insomniac, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Callisto Protocol, it looked okay. I'm not a big horror game fan. Roller Drome looks stupid. Sorry.
No, that looked really fun.
I didn't like the art. The art style was not my cup of tea.
Yeah, the art style is a bit weird looking, but the gameplay of it seems really fun. So,
my thoughts on Final Fantasy.
I'll give it
that. I want active time battles. I want turn-based combat. I don't want action in my Final Fantasy. They should just make another series. Just
you want You want active time battles? You want turn-based? Well, they were kind of both hand in hand. Yeah, they were both hand in hand. You could switch back in the olden days.
I don't want an action RPG with the Final Fantasy name slapped on it, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, see, this is the thing. I wouldn't have a problem with it if it was a spinoff. I just feel like there's a lot of action-oriented games. Why does Final Fantasy, a series notorious for telling great stories and having great, turn-based combat, like why does that have to be the series that shifts? We have so many action-oriented.
I mean,
games.
The thing that I just don't get is all series eventually make a shift, especially if they're super successful. So I've never really had a problem.
I'm a boomer when it comes to that. I'm against it. I'm against it in Pokemon. I was again. They've destroyed all my favorite series. Like I can't enjoy Final Fantasy anymore. I'm really on the.
What was the last Final Fantasy you played? Just out of curiosity.
13. 13 was the last one I played. Not the last game I've been playing, because obviously I've older ones. But
I get what you
13.
mean.
Yeah, 13 is the last one, and we talked about this yesterday. I found bits and pieces of it okay. I was really put off by just how linear it was, and like I don't know if it was Bob or Tony said yesterday that they kind of just all over the place, switching you in and out of parties and characters, and it just doesn't. It didn't have that great feel like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and I even said 12 was a bit of a stretch, but I feel like 12 is can be in that group of good Final Fantasy games. Ever since then, they've just really gone to this high production value. I didn't play the remake of 7, but some people like that style. I think they kind of missed the mark on that. People were waiting for a long time on that, and they kind of just screwed that all up. But
Final Fantasy 7 remake went through a whole shift in tone because they had to redo the game. So we were denied something that was going to be great. Stray,
it's still a good game though.
Yeah, I haven't played it yet. Stray looked okay, but I don't. I'm on the fence.
I'm really excited about that game.
What? I mean, you're a cat. What is it like?
It's just more the setting for me. Like it's cyberpunk.
It's the setting. It's just the look of it. The art style looks really good. I think the mix between the cat and the droids or robots, or whatever the hell you want to call them.
It seems really like graphically and like style wise, like when it first got revealed, it was like 2 years ago, and compared to now, it looks extremely detailed compared to what we got when it first was revealed, which is interesting because usually it's the inverse. It's usually like, oh, they show us this like really super detailed game, and then it just doesn't happen.
It gets toned back.
There's a rumor that a PlayStation 5 Pro is on the horizon.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yes.
So there'll be an additional console that no one can get a hold of.
It's probably years away though. So
I mean, it's obvious it's going to happen eventually. So
I mean, we're already in the second year of these consoles.
Yeah, second year.
Because I got my son the Xbox last Christmas, or the newest Xbox.
I could see something coming out possibly late next year for Christmas, or maybe around early 2024.
I say 2024.
Season, A Letter to the Future, looks stupid.
That game was interesting.
Was that the one with the bicycle? Like somebody called it a walking sim?
Yeah, it was basically a walking sim, but I don't know. There was some the art design was kind of interesting to me, and
it looked like it was too far up its own ass. It was pretentious. It's
a very artsy looking game.
Artsy.
I mean, I like artsy stuff, but there's so many games now that there's a lot of games like that. I mean, there's a lot of games. We talked about this yesterday. Like the media games have gotten so big that like you can find every little bit of style game, whatever you're into. I mean, we don't like it, but somebody else is going to find it intriguing. I don't think it looks bad. I mean, the games that they showed off don't look bad.
I think it looked like
it was not like the Nintendo Indie Direct that they had. That was just like, come on, what was that?
Tunic. It looks good, but
it's already out.
Yeah, it's already out. We've seen it at Xbox, so it wasn't exciting. Street Fighter 6
was weird.
It was weird. I used to be a big Street Fighter fan back in the day.
It's weird, but it's also intriguing because I really don't understand that whole open world part.
Well, be careful, guys, because we got really hated on last time we talked about Street Fighter 4. They didn't like our takes on that.
I think, but this is like a different idea, though. This is not even like what fighter has done this.
Well, here I was going to explain. I think the free roaming in Metro City is going to be much like the Tekken Force mode in the Tekken 6.
Is this kind of like I didn't look too much into this? Was this like you can go online and like you run into somebody and you can just start throwing down type?
No.
It's
just a single player explore the city, fight random nobodies type thing.
Yeah.
But is it like seamless though? Does it have that like you can walk up to somebody and
it's gonna
just
be like a
start
beat 'em
fighting?
up, Gary. How's that sound?
Yeah, but then it just changed perspectives.
But that's what I'm saying. I mean, I like the idea of that, and like the idea of because they're gonna want to add some story elements to it, right? They're gonna
probably not.
Well,
they probably will, because that's the reason why they're getting beaten by NetherRealm.
You have to flesh it out, and I like the idea of kind of going up to somebody and then it seamlessly kind of transitioning into the fighter. There's an idea there I think can work. Now, what I don't really particularly care for is like Chun-Li to me she didn't look right. Like I don't know, these graphics have gotten so good now that it's starting to look too off to me. Ultra realistic is just.
I think it's more of the art style.
That could be it.
And also too, they're using the RE engine for this.
Okay.
And so that engine is really good, like in terms of like its realism. So
right.
I think they were trying to blend that kind of like style where it's like very hyper, like the style of it, and then it's also realistic.
There was just something
I think that's
off.
why.
Yeah, there was just something off with her that I was like, it's starting.
Was off.
Her hip, but it could have been the thighs were not as thick and chunky as they should have been. But we talked about this when we were talking about the new Street Fighter months ago, and I just wish they would go back to a more simplistic design. Like I loved 4. I loved 4 for what, and it seems like they've been building off 4 for quite some time now, because it still has that flashiness to it, the particle effects and all that. And it's not terrible. It's just I'm not particularly in love with it. I wish they would just give us go back to the pixel art and give us just a massive. Because I mean, you look at some of these games that are like Guilty Gear or Blaze Blue. I mean, they have done the Persona Arena. I mean, those games were gorgeous. They did it right with the sprites. So I wish they would go back to that style.
The only thing I would say about this though is that I would kind of want to see a Marvel versus Capcom game in this style. Like if they do the open world aspect, I think that would work better.
I wouldn't have a problem with that. In fact, I think it would. I would think it would do leagues better than a Street Fighter would. So I agree with that.
Especially if they had like a roster like in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Like screw the MCU stupid characters, put X-Men characters in there.
All right, so do you want more information on the Street Fighter World Tour mode?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So it says World Tour is an immersive single-player story mode. This is a completely new experience that defies genre labels. Carve out your own legend on the streets. Look for more news in the future. So it sounds like create a character and explore the city, run into classic characters. Because it looks like it's Metro City. So you could probably run into some Final Fight characters.
So they're going to have some light RPG elements in there so that you can kind of customize your character's fight style and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Sounds like Injustice.
Also,
yeah, that's what they did in Injustice.
There's a system in place now, 2 control modes. One that's going to have modern controls, which are going to have single button special attacks.
Well, they've been doing that for a while. They did that with like 3DS had the bottom screen, and you could. Yeah. I don't have a problem with that. I mean, it still takes a lot of skill to play the game. Not as much skill as doing like quarter circles, half circles, full
it's gonna be
double full circles and stuff like that. But
triangle will be your button to do the move. Then like say D-pad left triangle will be another move. D-pad right triangle. D-pad down triangle.
I don't like that.
I mean, as long as they keep the spacing right in the series, that was the big mainstay of it, right? I mean, spacing was everything. And
the traditional controls are also, so you can choose between either one. There's also going to be real-time commentary in your matches.
Yeah, it sounds gimmicky, bud.
Yeah. It says the commentators featured on the official Capcom Pro Tour will commentate on your battles in real time. Get the pro player tournament experience as they comment on everything that happens during the fight. The commentators will also get more and more excited as the match heats up, and also deliver easy-to-understand explanation of the game, making it a great learning tool for beginners.
So if you are a beginner, is the commentary gonna suck?
It's gonna be like he kicked.
Oh, this guy's really a noob.
He really.
That would be funny.
It's got a drive gauge. So it's got new systems: drive impact, drive parry, overdrive, drive rush, and drive reverse.
Who do we have confirmed aside from obviously Ryu and Chun-Li? I would expect
well, it's the 4 characters that they've introduced are Chun-Li, Ryu, Jamie is a new character. He looks like a drunken fighter. And then Luke from Street Fighter.
There was also a leak for Cam.
Yeah.
Or Cam
I didn't want to go into leaks. I said official.
Yeah. Well, the leaks was literally a screenshot of the game. So it looked pretty legitimate.
Do you think do you think this roster is going to have to be pretty sizable, or do you think they can get away with 14 characters?
I think it's going to be sizable. I think that's what they're trying to do now is put a bunch of characters in and get everybody like excited.
I don't think so. I think it's going to be. Well, what do you consider sizable? Let's just go with that.
That's why I said probably like anywhere from like 10 to 14 characters. And
no, that's way too small.
It is small, but I just see DLC being kind of a thing here, and them adding in bit by bit by bit, and maybe making a season out of it and getting another, $30-$40 out of the player. So I think personally, I think if they do, I wouldn't want anything lower than 14 to start out with. I think
that
would
be
at least 20.
There was 16 on the base roster for Street Fighter V.
Say it again.
I mean, is
Street Fighter V, the base roster when the game launched, no DLC. It was just 16 characters. It was Birdie, Cammy, Chun-Li, Dhalsim, Fang, Karen, Ken, Laura, M. Bison, Nash, Nikali, Armika, Rashid, Ryu, Vega, and Zangief.
And I think that's doable. Anything lower, like 10 and lower, that's not acceptable.
I think they're going to go for 20, to be honest. I think that's a decent size.
I mean, there's going to be new characters, obviously. So I think there's probably going to be 14 to 16 base roster. Then, like Gary said, whoever's not included in the base roster, they're going to wait for the fans to get mad and be like, "Oh, where's my Guile? Where's my Alex or fucking Akuma or whoever?" And then they'll start fucking DLC.
Chucking them in, yeah. And I think this is going to be something that a series that goes through like multiple years. We're talking probably this is going to be a 5-6 year game where by the end of it could end up being like a Alt Smash Ultimate where there's every character. At this point, if they don't, they have to, right? I mean, the bar's been raised by a lot of different fighting games that you need to, even if it's not in there on the base version, I think by the end of it, you need to have a roster that rivals some of these other fighting games.
Yeah. The weird thing though is what they're going with as far as the timeline. From my understanding, this is taking place after Street Fighter 3.
Huh.
And I don't know if you guys have followed the timeline or if you're aware of what's going on, but it goes Street Fighter 2. Then Street Fighter 4, 5, 3, and then
what about
6.
what about the original Street Fighter?
Well, obviously Street Fighter, then Street Fighter. If you want to go technical, it'd be the Alpha games, then Street Fighter, or is it Street Fighter then the Alpha games?
I think it might be Street Fighter.
Yeah. Either way. So there's going to probably be characters that were in Street Fighter 3 that didn't show up in Street Fighter 5 that might make a reappearance here.
Probably.
And then there was the whole G. They wanted G to. He's technically the boss of Street Fighter 5. So they were building up a storyline with him. So he's probably going to show up in this next game.
I'll be honest. Can we just I want a cross game. I want another cross game. I really liked what was it? Street Fighter Cross Tech. Was it Tekken? Or what was the other one? What was the last one that was on 360?
Probably was Tekken.
Was it Tekken? I think it might have been Tekken. That was really solid. I'd like to see something just out of this universe. I'd like to see a Street Fighter Cross Z Fighters type fucking game, and maybe make it that would be insane. I want something just crazy, something to blow my mind away. Because I haven't been interested in fighters. I mean, I was getting everything for like 360. I had my fight stick. I was playing just like that was like a time to be like a, you know, they released Marvel vs. Capcom 2 for the like the eShop or the arcade or whatever, and then they had, you know, 3 came out and they had all these games. But I just feel like as of late they've kind of they've been boring.
I mean, I feel like they should nail this one first because, like I said, they can't even get Marvel vs. Capcom right. So it's like, let them fix that whole charade. You know,
Well,
with this
Capcom's
game.
Capcom's been another company that's been losing its way as of late. So
I feel like they've started gaining back though, like Resident Evil and
the
Ace
Resident
Attorney.
Evil's definitely pulled them out. Yeah.
It's really and Monster Hunter, but I mean, it's just really Street Fighter needs that kind of comeback.
So moving on from Street Fighter, what else do we have?
That was it.
Yeah.
Like I said, the new Final Fantasy is not really my cup of tea. It looked nice. A lot of the games look nice, but it's not anything that I'm interested in. Except for, like I said, Eternites, because I'm a big weeb. You know, I like my anime.
That was cringeworthy. Yeah, it was cringeworthy. That was the one thing I didn't like.
I'll tell you what, Tony's not alone though. These romance visual novel type.
It's not a visual novel though.
But what I'm saying is like the dating sim, like that whole like aspect of it has been really popular in on Switch. There's a lot of people who enjoy those.
You should see all type of the weirdo games on Steam.
Chappie says he wants Street Fighter versus Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
What
was that?
From Adam Wilson.
What was that game that Carl liked? That boyfriend simulator? Wasn't that a game or something that he played?
Boyfriend Dungeon? I don't know.
Yeah. Boyfriend Dungeon. That was it, wasn't it? I think that was it, or something weird like that.
Chappie McChapster, Skullomania is actually in another fighting game. The guys who made Street Fighter EX, they took the original characters and spun them off into their own game.
Weren't there like Street Fighter characters going to Brawlhalla or some shit like that?
I don't think so. Maybe I'll look because it's a Ubisoft. Give me a second.
Possibly.
I thought I seen something about that. I thought I seen like Ken and Ryu were joining the fucking thing and Guile, or I can't be. They were crossing over with something. I played that for the first time a couple days ago. I didn't like it. It was too I wouldn't say floaty, but they were like the characters felt like they were on fucking ice.
Yeah, I seen that and it didn't interest me.
Nah, I'm not particularly crazy about the art style.
Yeah, they were in Brawlhalla, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Gary got one. Good job, Gary. When people say you don't know your games, you could point to this moment in time and say, see, right there. I got one. I think that's it. Any other last thoughts on State of Play?
No, I thought
it was
okay.
decent.
It was okay. Yeah, it was okay. But again, I'm not. Nothing really was like, oh God, I got to go get me a PlayStation 5 or anything like that. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for that day where it's just like everybody's talking about this one particular game.
I really don't think that's going to happen. If you skipped over the PS4 generation, I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, I kind of did. I skipped over both the like Xbox and like I had a handful of games for my Xbox One, and I was just more digging my 3DS. And then when Switch came along, it was been, pegging games for that. So,
whoa, I didn't know you were into pegging, Gary.
Yeah, I do a lot of pegging.
All right, I think that's it for State of Play.
We're gonna talk about how bad Sonic was.
Ooh, we'll get into that. I forgot all about Sonic, but here I wanted to show. It's Fighting X Layer. It is the sequel to Street Fighter X. And there you go. You'll get your Skullomania, Chappie.
Skullmania.
All right, that's all you get because we don't want to get copy struck. Hey, what's up, Rabbit Dude?
What's up?
Hey, did anybody see? Speaking of Sonic, did anybody see the Chippendale Rescue Rangers movie? I didn't know that. Like,
Yes.
I need to see. I know. I keep.
I didn't know Ugly
idea.
Sonic. I had no idea Ugly Sonic was in the movie.
Yeah, that his part was really funny.
It really wasn't. I like Chippendale Rescue Rangers, but I didn't care. It was a long movie too. Really care for it.
I thought it was clever. It was quite fun. There are a lot of cameos.
Yeah. I mean, it felt like how like Wreck-It Ralph was. They had a lot of cameos.
I thought it was better than Wreck-It Ralph. It's more like
really, because I like Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah, I like the first Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah, you'll probably really like this. There's a lot of good. There is funny spots in it. I thought the beginning was slow, but I like how they work everything into it. It is weird that like one gets the CG.
You really have to be
treatment, and
you have to be like an animation, like know your animation, because there's like a bunch of fucking references and there's like a bunch of jokes. Yeah. Because otherwise, it'll just go right over your head. You'll just be like, what's the point of this?
Like new animation or
no, it's like
old, all of it.
It's everything. There's a lot of cameos and a lot of like Easter eggs for people. So
yeah, really obscure fucking references to things.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see it.
It's because how they hand. Well, good. Go ahead.
Thank you, Chappie, for that. Check that game out. It looks good. It looks good. You'll enjoy it. And we got Kraz Productions. What's up, Kraz? He was a little upset that we didn't finish his video yesterday. So I invited him to come by later for the after show. And we're going to talk.
Oh, is that the new Amico video? The new guy?
Yeah, that was the guy that you guys were making fun of, and you were really
I didn't make fun of him. That was Bob.
That was don't Bob.
Blame it on Bob.
Bob's not here, right?
No, he's not. He's probably asleep. It's late over there.
Yeah.
He's about to wake up soon.
Hopefully he gets a good day. Hopefully he doesn't wake up because he needs a good night's sleep. I know he has his night issues.
Yeah. His nightmares.
Well, he also said, I think he said today was his mom's birthday. He was up chatting it with us after the show, and then even when Tony left, he was chatting it up with me another 20 minutes, and he was like, God damn it, I got to go to bed. My mom's birthday's today.
So let's get into, since we mentioned Sonic, we'll just get into that.
Sonic.
So we're going to be talking about the new Sega mini console, as well as Sonic Frontiers. Make sure you like, share the video, and of course subscribe to the channel so that way Gary can get one step closer to the internet. Right off the bat, what are your thoughts about the new console from Sega?
I'm
mini Mega Drive.
Disappointed.
I'm disappointed in really one aspect. Obviously, we don't know the full roster of games yet. We don't know if it's actually coming to the West, which I would assume that they probably will bring it over here. The fact that they didn't, I mean, they're focusing more on a Model 2 than they are on like Sega CD. So, I mean, obviously we don't know the roster of games, and I think it's just going to be a handful of games. And then it's probably going to be 50-50, right? You're probably going to get half the great games that you didn't get on the first Sega Mini. Those will be present here, and then you're going to get a handful of Sega CD games. I would have liked it to be an actual Sega CD and focus a little bit more on that. I'm kind of surprised they went that route, and they're doing those games.
Bad news, it's only available in Japan.
Oh, lame. Just
it is going to
import it.
feature special content not available anywhere else.
Do any of y'all have a Sega CD?
I do.
have one.
I do too. I have mine. It was from my childhood. I actually had a Sega CD when I was a kid.
Funny story. I had a Sega CD, but I didn't actually own a Genesis. My brother owned the Genesis.
What kind of ghetto crap is that?
You can't play your Sega CD.
Oh, well, I got it after. I bought it secondhand from a guy at my school. He's like, $50, you could have the Sega CD and all my games. I'm like, well, fuck yeah, right?
Good deal.
You didn't know it needed the.
Oh, I did know, but I was
Genesis to
like,
play.
my brother's like a year and a
might
half
get-
older than me, so he was already like out of the video game playing. So it was just sitting in his room, but he didn't actually.
Oh,
play it.
he snatched it up.
Yeah. It was a better deal than the Amico. Yeah, $50. You can't beat that.
Hell yeah, that's a steal.
But I remember coming home on the bus with the big box.
Oh, you get the box and everything, huh?
Yeah,
Wow.
it's fancy. It hasn't. They have not released the entire roster of games, but it says it's going to be 50 preloaded.
Yeah, so I really expect there to be kind of a give and take here with. I mean, there might be a slight edge for there probably being more Genesis games over the Mega CD games, but yeah, I expect it to be kind of like the TurboGrafx Mini, where they kind of chop it in half a little bit.
The only game that I see on that I would really like is the Shining Force CD.
But unfortunately, that's going to be. I mean, you're probably going to be able to, obviously you'll be able to import it, and there will be some games that you'll be able to play, but anything role-playing wise will be unplayable.
Are you assuming that I don't know Japanese?
You don't speak Japanese?
You don't dabble in the sacred ways, you're not going to enjoy it as much. But I definitely see it'll make its way to the West. I really think it will, especially if that.
It is $75.
That's really not bad.
That's not horrible.
Expect it to be like $100 if it comes over here, which still by today's standards, I mean it's really not bad.
I guess it really depends on what games are on there, right? Because if it's basically the same games that you're going to get in a Genesis collection plus a few Sega CD games, I don't know, it would be worth it.
I mean, I would assume, and I don't exactly know what was on the original Sega Mini. I would assume that it would probably they'd be better off if they threw like the Sonic collection on there, or like the 6-pack. Granted, you're going to have there's no way they cannot load a Sonic game on, so you're going to have some things that are going to carry over. But if they hit the titles that weren't on the first Sega Mini, I think that's where they'll win some points with everybody. All the more obscure games that didn't find their way on the first one, if they manage to do those, and they manage to put something like Snatcher. So if it comes to the West and it has Snatcher on, I guarantee you it will sell well just on that game alone. And there are a few Sega CD games, KO could be a big one that I'm looking forward to if it does come to the West. What's the other one? Popful Mail. I think there's a good list. They could hit maybe Vey. Vey is Sega CD, right? Not Sega Saturn. I think it's pretty sure it's Sega CD. You do Lunar. I mean, there's a handful of games that this thing could be really.
The Lunar games are good.
Yeah, this could really fly off the shelves if they bring it to the West and it has. I mean, Sega CD games, certain ones aren't cheap these days, so it could sell very well, and it's gonna sell well in Japan, I think.
Oh yeah.
I'm just bummed that they went the route of the Model 2 look and not the Sega CD. I know they're selling the add-on, I guess, like they did with everything else, where you could buy the Tower of Power or whatever the hell they were calling it. But
the Model 2 is kind of an ugly system, I think.
Well, I actually like the Model 2 over the original model one, but I just think they could have. Yeah, I just think they could have done so much better had they just made the whole shebang instead of selling the attachment to it to make it look like a, all in one type deal. But that's the big bummer for me on that one. I was kind of expecting them to go for like to do either Saturn or Dreamcast. I think a lot of people were. M2's handling the games here, so they're going to do a good job. But I think when it comes down to Saturn stuff and Dreamcast stuff, I don't think they're quite there yet. Or at least
I don't have a big interest in these mini systems, but I could see myself buying a Saturn one just because I don't have a Saturn.
Right, and that's the
a lot of people probably don't know.
That's the way I went with the TurboGrafx. I skipped the NES mini console, the Super Nintendo, the Sega, mainly because I have most of those games. I had those consoles,
right?
But anytime I can get my hands on something that has a great collection of games, and I don't kind of have, I feel like that's a good buy for me. So I agree with you on that one.
Any thoughts from you, Blinded? You've been kind of quiet.
Not really. I was talking to Dorkside about it on Twitter, and I thought they were going to show reveal a Dreamcast one. I guess maybe they're going to go in order, but I don't know. It just was like, kind of before my time, so I don't really have that much attachment to it. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think
that's really it.
It all depends on what games. There's probably some licensing issues with certain games.
And that's kind of funny you say that, because like I would think something like the 3DO or the Sega CD would be right up your alley, being that you're a film student and you're a gamer. That marries the two so perfect, because the FMV games are like, I know they're campy, cringe. Some of them are really good though. Some of them are really solid games. I mean, there's not much to the gameplay themselves, but things like Surgical Strike. Like, go look up Surgical Strike for Sega CD. That would be something I would hope would find its way on the system. But like Night Trap, Double Switch. There's a lot. Midnight Raiders was good. Wirehead's really good. There's a lot of great full motion video games on the Sega CD.
Like stuff like that, if it has it, but I don't think it will. I don't know. You guys will have to let me know.
If they don't at least put Sewer Shark on this thing, I'd be blown away. They didn't put the pack-in
definitely will.
Game, and that's a fantastic game. It's cheesy, but it's a fantastic game.
Sonic CD, if you're talking about like a Sonic game, I could see him doing that.
That'll definitely be on there.
That's definitely going to be on there.
Yeah. That'll be your main one that you're going to get, and then, like I said, you'll probably get like the collection of the other 3 or 4 or whatever. But yeah, I think people were a little disappointed that it wasn't a Saturn or a Dreamcast, but I think in time they'll do one.
Yeah, probably.
All right, and the other big Sega news, Sonic Frontiers. They had an extended IGN first look. Vomit, you said?
Vomit. That's what I said.
Yeah, I agree here. It doesn't.
I just want to trash on it.
It doesn't do. It's not. It doesn't feel like Sonic to me. It doesn't look like Sonic to me. It looks pretty, but it doesn't look like Sonic to me.
It's always the Sonic fans who hype up garbage, and then they get disappointed, and then the same shit happens again. And it's like, I'm sorry, people are gonna hate me for this, but Sonic fans really have no fucking taste. Like, they'll eat up any fucking thing from Sonic. I mean, the movie was pretty good. I'll give them that. But like, that's really it in the last 20 years. And this game looks so fucking bad. Like, right out of the get-go when they showed it, I was like, God damn, this looks like a fucking Unreal Engine fucking demo, or like someone put this together like in like a weekend. It looks really bad.
See, Sonic's one of those series that just never could it didn't translate very well to 3D. And if they would just stay on the 2D pixel art.
Or adventures. Just stick with adventures. Okay.
Well,
Right.
I'll tell you what. It looks what they showed. I'm gonna show a little bit of it. Hopefully, IGN doesn't fucking flag us.
You talk about the first reveal first, because the combat is like where it starts to get. God damn it! It's really bad.
Well, this is the Sonic Frontiers world premiere gameplay.
Yeah, that's the first one.
It's so weird to have him. Like, even the movies, it's weird for me to see Sonic in the real world, and then here we go, we're putting him in this ultra realistic looking world. It's not Sonic.
The thing is about the movie,
colorful, saturated game. You know what I mean?
The movie is more playing on like the trope of like the animation and the real world, like kind of like what Chip and Dale and the Looney Tune movie was doing, or I'm forgetting the other movie, but yeah, that's why I wasn't bothered by it. But like in the game, it always feels so hokey and like pretentious. It feels like it's so like they don't know what to do. It's like let's just throw shit at the wall.
Pay attention to this right here. It just kind of just appears out of nowhere.
Pops in.
Yeah, it's like really bad draw distance.
Or just look at the shit in the sky. What the fuck is that?
The sky looks off. It looks.
This is
awful.
trash. I haven't seen this yet. This looks like Sonic Breath of the Wild. So dumb.
I wouldn't even give them that. It looks really bad.
It looks really empty too. Like there's nothing there. Like
I
couldn't believe I saw people on my timeline excited for this. I was like, God damn.
Come on, guys. This will be fun. All it has to be is fun.
Yeah, but they haven't shown, like, it's empty. Like, right now, it just looks like a tech demo. It looks like a bunch of...
Yeah, it does. But, like what is all this, like, tracks in the sky? What
is it literally an open world? Is it literally an open world Sonic? Is that what this is?
Yes, it is.
What a dumb game.
This is my main point with a lot of games these days. Like, this is my main point with, like, Pokemon.
Make it open world.
But the thing is,
first off, I feel like you can't really compare the other series because Sonic's been doing this shit for the last 20 years. It's like they can't stick with one thing. It's like whatever's trendy.
See, the thing was they went back to that 2D pixel art, and they should have just stayed there. They should have learned the lesson and say, hey guys, we're not really great at making these 3D Sonic games. And there were a few that I liked. I can't remember the one for the 360 that I thought was really, they handled it really nice and the speed of Sonic really well with all the bouncing. I don't know if it was
like
it might have been
one that was good in my opinion.
There was one that was really solid, and I just played the demo, and I thought the demo was really solid. I never bought it because 3D Sonic to me it just feels off. Like, what is that really all you want to do is zoom around in the world? Like,
yeah,
to me that's just boring. And it does. Like looking at that shit in the sky looks awful.
Okay, but now go look at the combat. That's where it starts to look oof.
We will, but hold on. In this trailer, you see a bunch of these signs. And it just looks like a bunch of areas that they set up to just demonstrate what the game's going to be. Like, it's not even real. Like, look, this is what a puzzle is going to look like. And, you do this little thing, and hey, here's a puzzle. Because it doesn't look coherent. Like, doesn't look like part of a stage.
Like you said, it looks like like a tech demo, right? And I think they're toying with this. Well, what if we have this huge landscape where Sonic can like really unleash? And you can go like Mach speed with Sonic here, but they never thought it through.
The thing is, what's interesting is because I think people are pointing this out on Twitter is they're actually reusing assets from the last Sonic game, which I mean it's not like a bad look, but it's the fact that Sonic it just feels so like what the fuck are they doing? So it just feels like lazy when people point that shit out. Or it's like, oh my god, like this team is so incompetent. Give it to someone else. Jesus.
Yeah, so it
Give
looks
it
like
to Nintendo.
It looks bad.
That's what I said.
But we'll take a look at the combat trailer. Apparently, somebody from IGN played the game. That wasn't him playing it, but they played the game and said it was good. Take that for what it is.
I'm sure
now
it was.
Look at the combat.
I'm sure it was fun to play for 10. I'm sure it was fun to play for 10 minutes, but would you really put more than an hour or two into it? You'd be bored after a half hour of just running all over the place.
I really can't believe people like Sonic. I just don't understand. It's so
well, like you said, man.
Oh
it's
my
like
God.
it's like liking the Amico. You know, like you've been shit on for so long that it's like just like you're jaded and you're just like any little thing. You're like, oh, it's Sonic, so good.
Sonic is such a like it is iconic. It's a well fleshed out looking design of a character. People love him, but they just can't manage to find the right gameplay for him. And this has been Sega's problem for a long time.
Again, IGN, please don't flag us.
IGN First continues on with yet another look at Sonic Frontiers gameplay, this time focusing on combat. Sonic is up against...
Let's get to it.
Like, look at this shit. What the fuck is this? Jesus Christ. You're punching balls.
Punching balls.
And kicking.
Yeah, riveting combat. Like, all these Sonic fans, they were coming and all that shit watching this. So embarrassing. My God.
It looks like a tech demo. It looks like they're showing you, like, this is what Sonic's going to do, and this is just put here as, like, a placeholder. Like, see, you could have, like, arms break off or whatever. Like,
but just look how stiff it is. Look how stiff his movements are, though, when he's punching in the air. Like, why is Sonic even punching? Look at this.
Because I don't see, like, a health bar or anything.
No.
Yeah, well, there's no UI. Well, the UI was probably taken out to make it look more cinematic, you know. They usually do that.
And even the enemy designs, like, what is this floating ball thing? Like, why not use some of...
Like a bunch of volleyballs in a net.
Like, you should see some of the other designs. It's so boring. Like, what happened to all the enemy designs in, like, the first game? Like, you should have done that.
It still looks empty, though, because you got one enemy and nothing else going on anywhere. This is 100% tech demo.
And what is the point here of defeating? All right, what's the point of defeating these guys? What is the draw to actually go and fight one of these guys? Just a few coins?
There weren't even coins. It was like some green things. Credits, something, I don't know. So he could do this new run around and like.
And the thing is, the enemies are also slow. So it's like, this doesn't even look like it would be that hard. Like, look at that. The thing that is supposed to damage you is like way out in the distance, and he's just slapping him around. It's like, where's the challenge here? I don't get it. Look at this design. Like, what the fuck is that?
It looks like a knockoff Pokemon. Yeah, I don't know.
Very strange.
I definitely wouldn't have showed this off.
And I'm glad a lot of people are ripping this apart now, because this is embarrassing. This is like the game that you're going to show right after you had a successful movie.
Well, maybe.
Like, what?
Maybe. You know how they showed Ugly Sonic and the fans backlash maybe good Sonic? This is like Ugly Sonic game, and then they're like,
"Oh boy,
we actually got a good Sonic game."
Well, the Sonic fans are too much money poured into this.
The Ugly Sonic thing was like, they were getting mad at it just because they were like, they didn't get it was a joke.
Oh,
hilarious.
Look, you can fight this giant monster, like Shadow of the Colossus style.
Okay.
And is this like long-legged Sonic, or is this like original?
No, this is long-legged.
I don't care for, I don't know, because he kind of looks short-ish. I can't tell because
It's the model, but it's long-legged one.
What is that even doing? Like, what is it? I don't know.
I have no clue. Yeah.
They
Just run
probably
around.
could. Are they trying to do like a Shadow of the Colossus here? Is that what this is going to be like?
Oh no.
Yeah, it is. Because look at his arms. Watch, he's about to zoom up on him. It is very much a Shadow of Colossus type deal here. You're right. I'm not liking the designs here.
It's just so uninspired for Sonic. It's like, what the hell does this have to do with Sonic?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's Sonic open world.
Like, it's not like in Mario Odyssey where you have like this kind of like Dark Souls dragon, right? Where it's like, okay, it looks out of place, but it's kind of fun. But like with this, it's just like this doesn't feel like it feels like two different styles clashing together.
But I mean, that was the point of Odyssey. Like,
yeah, that's the
that was
point.
the whole
That's
point
true.
of that.
Yeah, that's
56K
true.
says,
True.
Sonic saving all those animals and none to be seen here. Yeah.
Exactly.
I want to see the big Colossus explode into like a bunch of chickens that go free. Just another viewer says, "I'm surprised Gary isn't saying this is a masterpiece."
Oh no.
Hey, man.
No, you guys know I don't like this open world transition to all these games. I think this one proves my point indefinitely that
I still don't think this proves the point. For some series, it makes sense. It's like people want an immersive experience, and like especially for Pokemon, it's like, yeah, it kind of makes sense to do an open world game.
They need to do an MMO. That's what people want.
Well, they're very close to doing that. Give it another generation.
People want the I don't think they want regular Pokemon in like they think they do. They want an MMO experience.
You think so? You think
I think so. And like some games were just not meant to like stick to what you know. Like we talked about Final Fantasy, stick to what you know. Pokemon, I'm on the fence with Pokemon. It could go either way. Could be a super colossal flop or it could be good. But like certain series just need to stick to what they know. Sonic needs to the scene here, it looks pretty, but it looks like you guys said like a tech demo. It just doesn't fit Sonic. So
when is this slated to come out? Have they even announced
this year
yet?
fall?
Damn,
this year?
son,
So it's like
yes.
ready.
Yeah, it's sad. It's really sad. They should delay it.
Yeah, I think it will. I think if the backlash is big enough, I think they're gonna have to. Because I think the main thing that makes it look really bad is they got all these platforming elements stuck in the sky.
Yeah.
And the draw distance is good, but it looks like squiggles in the sky. Like, who the fuck designed that? Like,
it is terrible. And I don't know. I wouldn't have shown this. Definitely wouldn't have.
No.
You got no context for any of it. There's no story. Everything looks empty. This was just bad. Bad all around.
It was for Sonic fans to eat up.
This
That's
makes Elden Ring look
I hate
good.
Sonic fans.
Well, this proves how to do open world wrong, at least, right?
Yeah, definitely. It looks weird.
Right, so
That's not even saying much.
We're all in agreement then? Sonic looks like crap?
Yes, it was fun ripping it apart.
It's booty.
Dog shit.
Is that the booty grease you talk about when we leave the show?
Yeah. Hedgehog shit. That's what that was.
I'm going to ask, I see people in the chat discussing a alt email address. I'm going to ask you guys not to put it in the chat. We're better than that. So I'm going to remove this comment, please. We all seen it. We all know what it is, but it's not what we do here.
Little respect.
Yeah. Thank you for removing that, Josh. Anyway, Sonic looks like ass.
Yeah. Sonic
Booty
the
cheeks.
Hodgepodge.
Terrible.
Found it in the trash. That's where we found it. So what are we going to talk about next? What's next on the agenda?
Does it get worse than that?
No, well, it depends on...
Got what, loot boxes or game preservation?
I think Gary...
Eventually, we got to talk about Pokemon, me and Gary.
Oh, you guys want to talk about Pokemon? All right, we can talk about Pokemon.
Throw it up.
Yeah, we can get into it a little bit.
What is it? Pokemon...
Scarlet
Pokemon
and Violet. Or Violet and Scarlet and Violet.
Get ready for a 15-minute conversation between me and Gary.
Is it open world Pokemon?
Yes.
Yes.
Is it?
The trend continues.
Yeah, but that could.
It's also
You
co-op.
were saying earlier. I could see. I mean, they already have like Pokemon Go, which is like real world open world.
Let
That was a
Tony
success.
gets that banner up. I'll be gung ho
Yeah,
here. But
I was getting the official site. We talked a little bit about it with Bob.
with Bob yesterday, you know,
Was it yesterday?
it seemed like it was yesterday.
I think it was the day. It was Thursday, no?
Oh, it was yesterday. Yeah, we were Thursday into
Yeah,
Friday or Friday.
Yeah,
I fucking
came on last time. It was last night.
No, I'm pretty sure it was Thursday after the state of play. We talked about Pokemon.
Yeah, that's right. It was. Yeah, it was
Oh, y'all
not
did a
yesterday.
freaking
It was
live stream Thursday night too.
Well, Bob did. No, Bob did the state of play. He's right. We talked about it on the night of the state of play.
Okay.
Bob was like, I don't want to go. He's like, what else are we going to talk about? I'm like, talk about Pokemon. So, yeah. Let me go ahead and get that banner up for you guys. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Hopefully I spelled it right. Did I spell it right?
Yes, you did.
Scarlet and Violet.
Looks right.
Yes.
All right. Let me restart. So we're going to be talking about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, or Violet and Scarlet, whichever way you want to say it. So make sure you like the video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, because Gary and Blinded are going to go head-to-head and tell us why this is going to be the greatest Pokemon game ever in the history of Pokemon games. Or they're going to tear it apart. I'm not sure. We'll find out. Gentlemen, you are the Pokemon
Gary
fans.
could start if he wants to start.
So I mean, where do I start? So I was super excited, like I am every time something Pokemon related comes out. I was up hours before it was ready to go. I was in, watching my I'll plug Rogers Base. I'm a Rogers Base fan. So I watched it over there at Rogers channel, and trailer started, and I was kind of dreading it. I thought for sure that they would continue into the Legends Arceus style of game. I was just hoping that they would keep it more traditional. I've been shouting from the rooftops, keep it 70% traditional, 30% Legends Arceus, and I'll be happy. They reveal what looks to be like a very highly ingrained multiplayer type aspect into this game. So it really looks like 4 players are going to be able to play this and do kind of whatever they want. The trailer really emphasizes that you can connect with these players and then go off on your separate ways if that's what you want to do. It remains to be seen how exactly 4 players, if they're kind of huddled in the same area going after Pokemon and battling and stuff, how that's really going to work itself out. So I'm really I'm on the fence, because this 3-minute trailer really didn't. I mean, it told us a lot, but it didn't tell us a lot. It told us,
I agree.
Yeah. We know we're going to be playing. I mean, multiplayer is highly a big part of this game, but how that's all going to work together is is unseen. I think the big takeaway from this trailer was that the Pokemon community and anybody involved with liking their little mons, I think Lechonk was probably the highlight. I think that's something that everybody is talking about. They love the name. I'm not keen on the little pig. I don't think it's necessarily the best designed Pokemon, but I think
it's just the name.
The name, it's the name, yeah. So we got another little guy named Smoliv. He looks okay. I have a feeling that's going to be the guy that ends up looking really cool. He's going to probably turn into an olive branch or something along those lines. You're telling me the little
piggy doesn't look cool?
Not really. We had other cooler pigs.
I liked the other. I'm not sure what was the other thing that the Nemona's going to be your rival in this game, and she sends out this guy on the left, the Palmy. I like this thing better. I think that looks really good. Agree. That's a really great design right there. Is it a mouse?
It is a mouse Pokemon.
Yeah,
electric
something
type.
Like that.
He's got like a Pikachu design going there. He's got his little yellow round cheeks. He looks good. I like the design.
Surprised there was no bird Pokemon. Seems like we're not going to get one.
No, I think they will. They really didn't drop. Yeah, they really didn't drop too much as I thought they would, because I figured they would come out heavy and show a lot more than they did. I thought we would have seen something like a bird Pokemon. I think
this is like a bird.
Or I was yeah, but that's a starter. I'm talking about like a Pidgey, like we saw the 6th gen bird. I forget his name. But we saw it like its final evolution.
Corviknight or whatever. Is that what his name was?
I can't remember his name. I just know he's from the 6th gen. No. He's the Firebird. These
legendaries look really, really bad.
No, I like the design of them. The theme of it. Here's
the thing. Here's the thing. They look a lot. If you've seen some of the legendaries they've thrown into games, they don't look bad in the terms of they're not bad designs. But they're more futuristic-y looking, more detailed than a plain like Gen 1 design.
Yeah, I feel like it's just better than the designs we've gotten in the last couple of gens. Like Gen 6 is when it was like, I don't know what the hell this is.
I mean, what are some of the like latest legendary? Like, look at the stuff from like Legends Arceus. The designs of the
Hawaiian,
the different forms that they had. They look awful. Like these are
some of them are kind of clever. Some of them, I don't know. They weren't that bad for me. At least they were like, oh yeah, it was kind of clever, like a vault. These
don't look bad. These don't look. In like recent names, I could tell you like most of the first 4 or 5 gens Pokemon names, but these ones right here don't look bad. They just don't look. They look like other people were saying, kind of like not Digimon, but
fan made.
I mean, no fan. I mean, shit. If Game Freak was doing what like some fan made stuff is really, really good. It's not bad. It's not bad. And the starters really look okay.
Hold on. Is one of you guys farting in the mic or something?
Maybe it's me because my mic is closed.
That's not me.
I didn't think it was me.
I just kept hearing.
No, that's probably my chair, like raking back and forth. I have a squeaky chair, like.
That's what we're probably hearing then. But no, I agree, Tony. I think the starters look good here. I think these are probably the best looking starters we've had in a while. But it all depends on what they're going to evolve into. That it's always the main draw, because they could totally. I could totally see them screwing this.
I'm not evolving it. I'm keeping my Donald Trump.
Donald Trump duck.
What I find surprising is, since it's going to be 4 players, right?
That's what I'm concerned about, because that's
why they didn't have a 4th.
Right. I was just about to say I was shocked they didn't have 4 starters. Like, whoa.
Oh, they would never do that. They're never going to do that.
Well, here's
they should have just made it a 3-player game, right?
No, I mean Not really, because the co-op is probably going to come later into the game.
It doesn't really. See, that's the thing. I know what Tony's kind of like thinking of, but it really doesn't affect to have a fourth one.
No, yeah. Like I mean, he doesn't really know Pokemon that much, so I'll give it that. But no, like the co-op feature.
Players, everybody has their own starter.
Sure, but I think you have to understand that the co-op is not going to be like right from the beginning. That's the thing. Like, it's definitely going to be something later down the road.
I think it is.
I don't know. I don't know, but I can pretty much bet on it because that's how a lot of the Pokemon games works. It's like you have to get like the player out enough into the distance and then introduce the feature. Well, sometimes when they do that,
well, here's the thing. I'm going to disagree with you here. I don't think it's going to be like a drop in right from moment one, but that's
what I'm saying.
This is going to be definitely after, as soon as you meet. I think if you watch the trailer, as soon as you meet your rival, which is Nimona, and you get your first starter, I think after that moment, you will be able to drop in with other people right from the very beginning, and then go and do whatever it is that you want to do. Especially if you read the product page here or whatever, they do. They do say that play it how you want to play it. So I really do think
it's misleading. I think it's going to be misleading because I'm like, how can you do a 4-player co-op open world? Like, it's got to be really scaled back.
That's why I'm really like on the fence with this one because I
agree.
In this picture right here, they're showing in both of them.
Yeah, but you got to understand that's like that screen cap is not. Yeah, you know what I mean.
I know what you mean, but you know what I'm saying. Like, look, you got 3 starters.
You got your starters, right? Yeah. So, and that's how I took the trailer. If you really, because when you watch the trailer, you're excited about Pokemon. When you had to really watch this trailer about 10 times to understand what they were conveying in the trailer, and that's basically what it was. They show you just before this, they show you fighting your rival. And then just after this, he meets up with the 3 other players, and then they go branch off their separate ways. And they're basically telling you, look, one player could be going to the west or the east in the mountains. This other player can be in the snowy region. They're trying to say that this is a very kind of small MMO. That's basically what it feels like without the massively multiplayer type deal. It's just the 4 of you, but you can kind of approach this however you want to approach it.
Yeah. I just remembered something about the starters, why there can't be 4. It's because it's just a balancing thing with the typing. The typing is supposed to go in like a circle. Like this one is weakness to this one and that one. So adding a 4th one would completely throw it off. It just wouldn't make sense.
With multiplayer, we don't know how exactly it's going to
work. They could have. Here's the thing. And Blinded's right. It's usually a rock paper scissors type thing. They could have.
I played Pokemon before.
Well, no. What I'm saying is
for the starters at least.
I know that I've played Pokemon
right for the starters. But what I'm saying is they could have because they're breaking a lot of walls here.
Hold on, real quick. This is going to be the first open world Pokemon game, right?
Right.
Not really. Because Legends is open world. Yes.
We'll say Legends was the first, right? Before Legends, Pokemon was an open world, right?
Besides Sword and Shield.
They did it a certain way. Before Sword, whatever the fuck first one, right? They were doing it a certain way is what the point, and then they changed. So why can't they do? They were doing it a certain way.
They never really changed. The thing is, they really haven't changed a lot of the RPG kind of mechanics.
The traditional mechanics.
Remember, everything hasn't changed yet.
Right, and this is what I was going to say, Tony. You're
almost 30 years, so.
Yeah, you're talking about the point I was just getting at before you took the words out of my mouth. They have the ability now to break that tradition with the 3. They definitely, because it was always you had your rival who had the Pokemon that was weak against yours, and then you had where did the other Pokemon would end up going to the non-really rival, but you would battle them. They could have definitely added a 4th if they really wanted to. I don't think it's it's not necessary. It would have been nice. Yeah. I mean, they're breaking walls now. Like Tony said, they're breaking all the traditions in a sense that, this is open world. They could have it's gonna be open world. Approach this game how you want to approach it. So they could have really broken the mold here for the starter type deal.
I mean, the thing is, they're not really like when you guys like when Gary's talking about, oh, they're breaking down walls. They're really breaking down like mini walls. You know what I mean? Like it's not like leaps and bounds. Like they're really changing the meta of the game. We do know that. No, we could say that they're definitely not. Like the only thing that I would say is a big change. No. The only thing I would say is a big change is the fact that the game is not linear. That's a big change because all of the Pokemon games, including Legends, is the fact that it is linear. Like you have to go in order to unlock certain things to get to that. You have to go from point A to point B, right? This game, but the RP, I'm just saying. But like this, I'm telling you, they're not going to like change dramatically. Like if you played pretty much all the Pokemon games, you would know they really haven't changed that much.
Right, but
it's like
again,
there's no point.
What do I keep saying? They haven't changed that much yet.
Yet.
Right? There's always a possibility. Like,
and this is where I'm going to disagree with him.
No. I get what he's saying, but like the point that Tony's trying to make, that just doesn't make.
You don't.
But
like the point that you're trying to make against me is, I get it. They're going to change, but what I'm trying to say is the change is not going to be dramatic in this game. It's going to be very minimal.
We haven't been revealed that much where we can make a claim one way or the
other. But knowing the series, we can kind of guess it's not going to be that big. It's not going to be a big change. Like even Gary could say that.
When they said Pokemon Scarlet and Violet is coming out, right before they showed any footage, people were saying it's not going to be an open world. It is right. There was an argument.
No one said that though.
No, that
was not what people were saying.
If we go back. To
we can go back, and we were saying that it can go 50-50 because we didn't know if this was going to be a black and white remake. Is it going to be more like Sword and Shield? Is it going to be more like Diamond and Pearl remake? We were saying we had no clue. Right?
It was up in,
and then they revealed this game.
It's up in the air, but I do disagree with Blinded here, and this is why I'm so scared for the series, because I do think this is going to be a drastic change from what we were. So like when it comes to traditional, we're going to get the mechanics of Pokemon. Those are not gonna change. But when you add in this 4-player co-op element, my brain can't logically come to a conclusion how this game will actually play. It makes no sense to me.
Well, I mean, I agree with you more because I'm very skeptical about this game because this is not this is not like Legends at all. This is merging
not at all.
Something else with a normal formula. That's the thing that is making me skeptical about it.
I have a feeling that we are going to see no gyms in this game. That what we talked about this the other day, me, Tony, and Bob. The Coliseum type arena that you see, the battle place, whatever the hell you want to call it. It's not really a gym because it's not in like a type of gym. I think they're going to marry the idea of trials from Sun and Moon, with kind of like what they did in Sword and Shield, where it's this grand kind of thing, and I think that's going to be your main battle hub, and that is how you're probably going to do 8 gyms and leave everything because I really see that this world is going to be open. But I think it's going to be a barren world. When you watch the trailer and you watch these 4 players run around, they run around in an empty cave. They run around in an empty snowy field. They run around in an open field. It's like I'm not seeing what I want to see here.
I mean, it's kind of Legends was kind of like that. That's the one thing I think
that looks very much like Legends, right?
Yeah. The thing is, Legends was borrowing from Sword and Shield because there were already Pokemon just like walking around, right?
Right, that was already a thing. Right. And I don't think we're going to get any, tall grass battles. All these Pokemon are definitely going to be wandering around. It's whether or not, we argued whether the catch mechanic is after you have already initiated a battle or if it's going to be like Legends Arceus. I personally don't think it's going to be like I seen that the spot that you were talking about, but
it's misleading. It's weird and stuff.
It's very misleading, and I really think that they ditched the whole Legends Arceus. When I really look at this game, it looks a lot like Sword and Shield to me in a certain kind of way. And I think people, when they get the next trailer, and if the next trailer really reveals a lot more about what's going on, I really think it's going to sell well. There's no doubt in my mind that this is going to sell fantastic for Game Freak, for Nintendo. But I think this is really going to hit home and tell people like, hey, look, this is not the experience we want right now, at least right now. Because I still think that they're on dated hardware. They're doing things that they probably should have waited another generation or two to do. Because Nintendo's just so behind on their hardware that I can't understand why you would do this 4-player experience that looks like the main bulk of this game, and everything else is going to suffer because of that.
I really truly believe it's gimmick.
I was running and then they dropped him. It wasn't a major accident, guys.
What the heck was that?
What was that?
What?
That clip was totally off. That soundbite.
He's working on it.
Tony's trying to practice his soundboard.
I really truly believe that 4-player co-op is going to be misleading. It's going to be gimped. It's going to be like almost like what they did with Sword and Shield, where it was like raids. That's what I really think.
If it is, then they totally missed their whole market. Like why they came out with their first big. It wasn't the first trailer. It was the second trailer. This was a lot more revealing than the first. If they led on that makes no sense to me. If the 4-player co-op thing is very minor and there's not much to it, they missed the mark on it. And the only reason I think the 4-player multiplayer is a big feature that people don't quite get yet is if you look, and there's one like a couple frames in this when he's fighting Lechonk. There is a spot where you see a life bar over his head. The life bar is no more. That is a real world life bar. That is not a UI element.
Well, maybe
so. It's like an MMO, like how MMOs have like life bars over the guys. Yeah, so that everybody can see it. It has something to do with the 4-player co-op. There's no reason why that wouldn't be a part of the UI or the HUD at all. Maybe
it's like
it doesn't make
Legends,
any sense.
In some sense, where it's like, because in Legends you don't have to engage with in a battle, right? You can run around Pokemon and catch it and like do whatever with it, right? It's just only when you throw out a Pokemon, then you start a battle. So maybe it could be something like that, where maybe you like throw stuff at it and it damages it. I don't know. Or
I mean, I really don't see any of the dodge mechanics and the throwing and the harvesting of like items, and
it would be a big fail in my opinion if you took that out, because that was really what made Legends really fun. Like that was the part that was the hook, in my opinion.
I just fail to see how they're going. Like, how can they really incorporate 4 players into a main series game in this work without and the biggest thing is, if you're a single player and you don't play online, and this is really highly focused around 4 players, it's gonna turn a good portion of people who get Pokemon for that traditional type of game. Because I know a lot of people didn't like BDSP, but at the end of the day, BDSP wasn't really bad. It's just a good portion of the fan base is tired of the way that traditional games are.
They were just really picky, because like there was nothing wrong with that game. That game was fun.
BDSP was fantastic. I'm a traditional guy. I loved that game. And people want this series to move in a different direction. A direction that I don't want to see it move in, but it is. Like, they're clearly listening to the fans and to some extent. I just don't know how they're going to pull. I just don't know how they're going to pull this off. I don't understand how 4 players, like, are you telling me that 4 people can team up and battle one Pokemon? Like, how would that work?
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand that. Like, if you're going to put heavy emphasis on 4-player co-op, and only thing you can do is just have 3 other people roaming around in your world. That's boring. That's stupid. Why did you lead? Why did you lead on the second trailer that was a big emphasis on 4-player co-op? If that's really what it is, it doesn't make any sense.
This is why I say it's GIMP, because I never really felt like it was that big of an impression, because when I was on Twitter, there was a lot of people saying, I didn't even know there was 4-player co-op in the trailer. Like, people just thought that when you're running away, that's that little like scene up above, like this bird point of view. They thought that was just like Rivals.
Well, see the thing, yeah, and see the thing. It was like Kalos region where you ran into like those other players, but the difference here was before all of that happens, you talk to the big chunky dude, and he says something about like something about technology, and something about being like it says about co-op, about the 4-player aspect. And I like Tony makes the point, like, because they have their starters and because they run their separate ways, to me at least, it feels like you're going to be able to start a multiplayer thing from the get-go of this game. Somebody could be in the mountain region catching Pokemon. You could be over here catching Pokemon. And then if you wanted to, like they show the trade part where he trades with another person, and you'll be like, I could go catch a ground Pokemon over in the cave, and you're over here on the beach catching one, and then we could trade those. Like, that's cool and everything to a certain extent. But if that's really what the multiplayer experience and why we're getting, because I feel like 4 players, they had to cut some corners here to make this work.
Yes.
Graphically and whatnot. And I'm not a graphics whore. Like, I can deal with what it looks like. I think it looks fine as long as there's villages and places to go and like buildings to explore and hideouts, as long as we get all those main staples of Pokemon, I'll be okay. But from what the trailer showed, it looked like heavy emphasis on multiplayer and a barren wasteland that I hope it's not that barren. I just really hope it's not barren.
Same, yeah. I think we agree more on than disagree, to be honest.
Yeah, so if you watch through the trailer right here, you'll get to a point where he talks about the multiplayer. Oh, you're not looking at the trailer? It's just showing the it's just a loop. Joke. Okay. But yeah, he talks about it, and then they kind of split off, because really, when you first watch this,
who was that?
It wasn't the professors. It was, I believe it was the big chunky dude that you talk to just before they get into the 4-player splitting up. So okay, it followed a theme. Like, it definitely showed you walk from your house, from where you start, and then there's like this area where you meet her, and then after meeting her, she chooses like the mouse Pokemon, and she asks you, "Hey, are these 3 Pokemon yours?" And that's where you're gonna be able to get your Pokemon. And then it's like they show a scene where it's like, "Hey, you don't know anything about battling, let's battle." So then they battle. After the battle takes place, you run into and it goes into this guy, and he says, "Hey, look, there's something Gary, about."
Okay, yeah.
Well, play the trailer.
Yeah, play it.
I like her design, though. I thought she was really good.
Yes, this guy. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so it's not here. It might be a little, keep going, but right here, yeah. So if you connect with friends, you can head out on an adventure together, up to 4 of you at a time. So then we cut to this where they're going their separate ways and they're all connected.
Maybe it was an online drop in and out.
What's that?
Like I'm thinking maybe it is like just like an online where you drop in and out.
I mean, there's just such a heavy emphasis on what's going on here with 4 players that. See, she's over there catching
really
Pokemon.
Get that impression, and I did see a lot of people didn't even. It just like went over their heads. We were like, we're just like
looking at the battling and stuff and the open world aspect.
See, what's going on here is like she's over there catching Pokemon while he's battling Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
And then we keep playing it. Yeah. He's battling, and then it goes to the other two, which are kind of like running off in their own direct. And it even kind of splits.
Like, okay, like that's what I mean by, like, you can see this as just being the open world aspect, not the co-op aspect. Because it's like, oh yeah, you could go wherever and do whatever, right? And then they show like 4 people going different ways and taking different paths, right? Which you couldn't do in a normal Pokemon game. You had to go on one path, right?
And this, yeah, I look at it like that's going to be the main hub of like Pokemon battling right there. I really have a bad feeling for this game. I do. If they heavily focus on multiplayer, like they showed in this trailer, because that's the impression I got, was that it was a highly emphasized co-op experience. I really think that could kill what they.
Well,
I'm with you. I kind of think they should have married the more idea of like having Legends Arceus.
Mm-hmm.
And
I don't mind that.
What the hell?
What?
What?
Whatever, Tommy Tallarico.
I don't hear nothing. I swear to God. It's muted on my end.
We keep hearing little snippets.
You have the soundboard.
Oh, my bad.
I don't know. What do you think, Tony?
Here's what I think.
You think it's going to be highly?
Here's what I think.
And kids in sexual compromising
Oh,
positions,
there it is
and
again.
rape on the Nintendo. If that's what you want, then buy a Switch.
That was better. That was better.
Pokemon rape.
Yeah.
Buy
Oh
a
my
Switch.
God.
That's what I'm saying.
But do you think I'm right on my take? Do you think it's going to be highly emphasized on this multiplayer aspect? Because that's what I get from the trailer, at least.
The trailer does look like, but the trailer could be misleading.
Yeah.
So
If that's the case, I think they dropped the ball with that second trailer. If we're going to say that it's going to be pushed to the side and the multiplayer is not like the main focus of this generation,
they didn't even show multiplayer battles. They just showed
That's what I'm trying to say. That's why it's kind of confusing looking at that trailer. There's not really an emphasis on it besides that one little beat where it's like, oh, they go their different paths and you're showing them in the different locations. It just feels like that's more of an open world thing that you're kind of like showing off, like, oh, you can go wherever you want, because that was what they were saying. So
they should have never put that guy saying about connecting up to 4 players. That's where they fucked up. Because if they wouldn't have had that,
here's my opinion. I think what the guy is saying is, if you connect, then you're traveling in the same world, so you'll be able to like, hey, look, there's Gary, and we can like go together or separate and keep meeting up.
So it's gonna be like Fallout 76.
Yes,
but that's what I'm saying. If it ends up being like that, like that's what you're touting as a great feature. Like we're in the same world. Whoop-de-fucking-do.
I didn't say it was a great feature. I'm just saying that's what I think.
I mean, it wouldn't be a bad idea. I think just Fallout 76 did a poor job executing it.
I mean, this is kind of like the feature that everybody wanted in Sword and Shield, but it ended up just being kind of minor and dumb.
Yep, that was a terrible feature.
They need to do it. It needs to be done right. Like
here's the question: are you just gonna need the same version of the game?
No,
obviously not.
For the multiplayer.
No,
it's never worked out.
I mean, the whole point of buying the 2 versions is so that when somebody else can have a different version and trade you an exclusive from that version to yours.
But what I'm saying is, okay, so if we connect, right, we're in the same world, and there are exclusive Pokemon to each version of the game. I have Scarlet, Gary has Violet.
Well, this is why I say. This is why I say
without my Pokemon.
No, I would assume that this is what I get what you're saying. That is weird. If you're in my world and you're on my Scarlet version, how the fuck are your Violet Pokemon going to show up in my world? that does raise a question. There's a lot of questions here.
So I mean, I'm saying
well, that's what I'm trying to say though.
Right?
That the game is.
But if there is exclusive Pokemon in each version, right? I could just hook up with Gary's, go into his Violet world, get those Pokemon naturally. I don't have to trade with them, and then just go back to my Scarlet and never have to trade with anybody.
Well,
that's why I think it's going to be games.
You could do that really from any Pokemon starting from like the DS era. It was like you didn't even have to go and buy those other games anyways. All you had to do was like trade on the fucking thing, and you got the exclusives.
But I'm saying without having to trade, without having to give anything up.
Oh, okay, yeah. So yeah. That, I mean, that's probably a main part of it. Is like, yeah, you're coming into my Violet world. And then you can catch the Pokemon from my world, and trading is going to be a non-issue because you're going to be able to hook up with people on multiplayer. That is a good point that you make. That is different, something they haven't really tackled.
That's what I'm saying. Is it going to be like that, or is it going to be like no?
I think
catch anything.
I think
it'll be super restricted.
I think it'll be like that. I think you're right, Tony. I think you brought up something I didn't think about. Yes, if you're going into somebody's, I think when you hook up online, it will tell you, like, look, this person's playing on this version. And obviously, we didn't talk about the whole, there's new and old kind of stuff. So there's supposed to be like some kind of a time travel-y type weird thing. Like, I wouldn't say time travel, but there's emphasis on like different times. So
past and the future.
Future, right. So that will play into it. I mean, this trailer left us with nothing but questions. It really didn't answer much. I was hoping to see some gyms. I was hoping to see maybe a new evolution they were gonna unveil. Because I really do think there's gonna. They
still didn't show the battle gimmick. That was the one thing that was like, because there was like this big speculation that they were gonna actually have not megas. No, the new gimmick was supposed to be type changing, where like certain Pokemon in a certain location can change a type. And so that was like a big speculation.
This is going to be something that'll be shown off in the July, because I think we're going to get one probably mid-July, early or mid-July. Yeah. We'll get another trailer. That's going to squash that. I think the third trailer is going to show us how multiplayer kind of works, who gym trainers will be, if there's even like gyms and all that. Yeah. So that's going to be the big reveal of how the mechanics work of this game. So I don't know.
I just still feel like the co-op, you guys are putting a lot of emphasis on the co-op, and I really don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. I think it's just you can go to. Yeah, I really don't think so. I think it's going to be restricted to certain areas, and you can like go around and battle them or do certain things, but it's not going to be everywhere.
If it is, does that make you more excited or less excited for this game?
If it is what I just said?
Yeah, no, if they are highly relying on this being a multiplayer experience, and it's going to like really vastly change the way people look at Pokemon, is that going to hurt the series or is it going to help the series?
I think it will help the series, but the problem with that is the performance. Like, there's just no way I could see that happening. Like, the performance is going to be really bad. The connection issues are going to be really bad. Like, I would have no faith in them doing this.
I have no idea. But I think we've dragged this out as long as we can. We really beaten a dead horse.
Yep.
So we'll just table this until we get another Pokemon reveal of some sort. And then everyone will just admit that Tony's right, because Tony's always right.
And what about Doctor Strange? Or the other times?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Or all those other times, those many other times.
Yes. You guys don't know this, but much like a woman, I have selective memory.
Oh, that's how that works. Okay.
Makes sense.
All right, so we're going from Pokemon to the real life John Hancock Museum. That's right, folks. There's going to be a real.
Is it open yet?
It's not open yet, but this is big news. Big news.
Big.
So, I mean, this is what John Hancock was trying to do, right? Preserve a bunch of games.
Is he putting his
humble
own
museum.
Is he putting his own games in the museum?
Oh, this has
Does he
nothing to
play
do with
these
it.
games?
I said this is just a real version of it.
Oh,
The real version. Tony is a woman. I'm not a woman. I said I just have womanly tendencies. Like
Tony is a woman.
I identify as a man.
But in reality, you're a woman.
Sometimes when it's dark. But I mean, whatever. We all got our weirdness, right? I'm sure Darius is clipping all of this out of context right now.
He's a woman.
He's a woman. That's why he doesn't show his face. Creepy Kermit is actually Creepy Kermit.
she's got a beard.
It's a man, baby. All right. We're going to be talking about the video game archives. That's right, folks. Somebody's actually creating a real-life archive of every video game ever created, physical versions. So make sure you like the video, share it with your friends, and of course, subscribe to the channel because we always bring you the most interesting news. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Embracer Group. They're formerly THQ Nordic. You heard of these people?
Yeah, they made a few video games.
Yeah, THQ was. Yeah.
So they are building an archive to embrace the history of games. Says, hello, my name is David Bostrom, and I am the CEO of the Embracer Games Archive. I have been given the honorable task to lead the work of building up this unique games archive. Imagine a place where all physical video games, consoles, and accessories are gathered at the same place. And think about how much that could mean for games, culture, and enabling video game research. This journey has just been started, and we are at an early stage, but already now we have a large collection to take care of at the Embracer Games Archives premise in Karlstad, Sweden. So you got to go to Sweden. It says a team of experts, not including John Hancock, have been recruited. Wouldn't it be something if Hancock just revealed that his museum was actually part of this? They bought it.
Yeah. Or he like desperately tries to throw a museum together real quick to try to make his look better, and it's pathetic.
It says a team of experts have been recruited and will start building the foundation for the archive. At Embracer Games Archive, we believe that games carry a heritage worth celebrating and safeguarding for the future. Our goal is clear. We want to archive and save as much of the video games industry as possible. Currently, they have 50,000 games, consoles, and accessories. So,
where did they come from?
Donations.
Humble donations.
It says Embracer Games Archives focuses buying large, complete, unique collections, both hardware and software, of formats we're missing. If you have a collection that you want to sell, so they're buying them, please contact our retro gaming advisor. Ooh.
Well, since they're not a collector, really.
It says include photos, list of the objects, as well as your valuation.
They could pay me top dollar for my collection when I go to sell it.
They got a retro gaming advisor. We only have a retro advisory board. Says we currently don't have an official wanted list, but in the future, we will post individual games we're on the look for or specific platforms for which we are looking to complete. I know 8 games that they don't have that they need to preserve real quick.
Do they have jewel cases?
Oh, yeah.
Do they have
Eco games?
Do they have jewel cases stacked up on each other like that?
It does look like that, yes.
Not the other way around?
That is not how you do that.
That's a lot of weight, and that's that could crack the bottom cases.
Gary, they want to save the games. They don't give a shit about the case.
Oh, okay. I thought for archiving the cases were part of it, the artwork inside and the manuals and stuff. Okay, I was wrong.
The manual's not going to crack, so I'm pretty sure they don't give a shit. I'm just guessing. Maybe they don't know. Contact them, Gary, and let them know. Be like, hey.
I don't think they know what they're doing. This is all a scam.
It is a scam. We're calling it out. Look at this guy's happy. He probably just got like 10 super rare Dreamcast games.
Hell yeah! They are buying. They're paying for the items. Physical products.
Market value, or.
But I want to know the gist of it. You call them and they're like, but hey, you're like, hey, I got a stadium events, and they're like, but we're archiving these games. You got to give us it at a great price.
No, it says right here. It says, give them your valuation.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they're not necessarily going to buy it at your price, but
well, just current market value, I think is fair.
So it says contact Thomas.Sunheedy@embracer.com. Include photos, list of the objects, as well as your evaluation.
They just let this crazy guy off the street just to take a picture, but these are not really the guys, are they? Oh, this guy is.
Why horse games is a thing? Look, he got Barbie horse games or some shit.
I really love this one.
He got Pro Protector and the Konami Silver Box games. Look at that.
Show off.
So there it is. It says eventually you will be able to visit. You can't visit it now, but eventually you'll be able to visit it, do research there.
Seems kind of sus.
Seems a little sus.
I mean, if all they want to do is archive the games, why are all their NES games in nice clean boxes?
You were just complaining about the jewel cases being stacked, and now you're saying that they shouldn't have clean boxes.
Yeah, because it's sus. It's sus. This is John Hancock 3.0 here.
All I know is I have a one-of-a-kind Amico shell signed. Maybe I'll contact the Embracer group here.
What would be market value on that, though?
According to my tax man, market value was $5,000.
No, it's like one of a kind. It's
5,000 pesos.
The problem with one of a kind items, it's worth what someone's willing to pay for it.
Yeah, so like I said, no, there actually was a valuation on it. If I remember correctly, according to the charity auction, it was like $600 was the market value they put on it. So I paid way over market value.
Yeah, but you saved some kid in St. Jude's Hospital.
Possibly. Or I prolonged his suffering by making him stay in the hospital longer.
That's true, too.
Or Tommy bought some more memorabilia.
No, it didn't go to Tommy. It went to Children's Hospital of Orange County. It was a charity auction, not run by Intellivision, run by the Chalk Foundation. So like I said, interesting that they're trying to archive all these games. I'm sure somebody's going to pull the heist of the century and steal it.
Yes.
But
all of it's in one place.
It's in Sweden, though.
Someone call up CM Retro. We're about to make a bunch of money.
I mean, I hope they're doing it for good, like really good guys. I hope they're really just doing it to really, archive it like they say they are.
I mean, they got the money. This company's buying up everybody.
Yeah.
I just hope not one day they're like, well, that the archive didn't really work out. We kind of got to liquidate these games now. Oh, look. we got all kinds of expensive ass games. I just hope something like that doesn't happen.
You're going to go there. It's going to be empty. It's going to be all just pictures. What happened
So
to the games?
I mean, it's an archive. It's not a museum. So this is not something that you could go visit.
No,
I think it is. You can.
Gary, you didn't listen.
Is it? It is
right now. Currently, you can't visit, but eventually you will be able to, and you'll be able to go do research. The whole point is for research purposes.
Oh, so I go over there and be like, "Hey, I want to play that stadium events over there."
Yeah,
they might.
I paid my $1 to get in.
They might say, "Well, what are you here for? I want to do some research on stadium events, see how it plays." They might have a system hooked up, like, "I go take it over there to IOB, play the game, and then just bring it back." I'm sure they're not gonna let you leave with it.
I don't even think they'd let. Nah, I don't even think they'd let you touch something that's going to be like a high price $20 $20, $30, $40,000 game. Nah, they're gonna.
I think they will. I don't think that they're not collecting it to have a collection for value.
It's an archive.
But I mean, but the thing is to preserve it. You don't want.
No.
You want.
No, you would probably have to do certain steps. Yeah.
I
mean, I've been to an archive.
They're not gonna be like, here, go ahead, just walk in. You're dirty, fucking full of mud.
Some little kid with chocolate hands.
No, there's probably gonna be a procedure.
I want to play the game, Daddy.
It's not Disneyland, okay? It's not the local public library.
Oh, I can't walk in with a slice of pizza.
Your greasy hands all over the rare shit.
You get a copy of that Pac-Man.
What should have been a simple little story about an archive just totally went sideways. Beef Jerky says they might clone data off the cartridges or disc.
Yeah, they'll probably do that. I mean, it's archive after all. That's what they do.
That'd be smart, yeah.
Books and stuff.
I don't know
yeah.
if you guys can hear that, but apparently they're shooting off fireworks outside my house.
You sure it's not a drive-by?
Yeah,
yeah, you are in Chicago.
We're getting close to that time. It's almost July.
Yeah, they're like a month off.
That's a little early, but you know.
It goes from June to July to August. That shit doesn't end around here.
All right. So once again, Embracer Group
making
a real life archive. So it should be interesting. You got some games to sell. Maybe call them up, see if they'll buy your games. Nice.
Okay, but the real question is, are they going to give us Guardians of the Galaxy 2?
Are they going to what?
They're the ones that bought, what's it called?
You're not getting Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Oh, come on. They're making Deus Ex, what is it, 5? You can't make Guardians 2? Come on.
Chappie says Chicago is for breakfast now. Chicago, it's a cereal. Wow. Duck and cover. Don't worry. I'm safe. Remember, I live in the basement, so bullets can't get me down here.
Yeah, there you go.
You basement dweller.
Yeah, that's what I was accused of. I'll have you know, I am on the second floor. Okay? I don't live in the basement. I live in the attic. Oh, Kraz with the offensive joke. He says if the person doing the drive-by is gay, then it's not a drive-by. It's called a fruit roll-up. Very. It's not
offended.
Okay. Very offended. I like this Kraz fella. I know we made fun of him a little bit yesterday, but
you guys made. I had no part in that.
I had not in any part of that. I don't even know who he is.
I will pull up the video and we'll listen to Gary making fun of him.
Who is this guy? What was he? What was he talking about?
He was talking about the Amico. He made an Amico video.
Pro or negative?
It sounded like it was pro. We didn't even get through it. Saggy's like, "This is boring. Turn this shit off." But he's got pretty eyes. I was like, "All right, calm down, Saggy." All right, so we got one more story before we hit to the big after party. Oh, actually, we got to do the polls too. So one story in the polls. Boot boxes under attack. Speaking of,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, so we have a complaint for you, Blinded. The complaint department. What's up, Drew? This is not my complaint.
Super Club blows.
So let me see. Let me pull it up here. Okay, see, this is from G10. This was on the Intellivision Amico national TV video. He says, the text spacing has been sort of weird on some of these recent thumbnails. Delineation between separate words is being lost. Check legibility and thumbnail sizes. Turn within words, not entire lines.
Whoa.
I think I know it. Yeah. Because he's probably talking about the Amico and the On. That was like kind of tricky because It just like when I put it together, it just looked weird. So I like kind of like space it out. I feel like that's actually decent criticism. So I thought it was gonna be like a little bit weird, but no, I'll probably have to work on that with the spacing.
Yeah,
But,
get with
thanks
it.
for the criticism. It's hard, especially with the like text and stuff, because I'm not like too good at that part. So I'm like trying to learn about like text and typography.
Isn't that called kerning? Like when you like try to. Yeah.
In my criticism, since you're in the mood to receive criticism.
Yeah, sure.
My criticism would be that when you upload the clips, you have to fill out the description part because it automatically gives you the description from. Because all the descriptions for a bunch of videos just say, "Hey, give me money," so it makes us look like e-beggars.
It's just like okay then.
Makes you
sure.
look like
I have to.
That's why.
I'll have to write up a
made those
copy for it.
videos.
The kerning. The thing is about the kerning on some of the thumbnails is because like I try to redesign it where I'm counting for the timestamp, and so that's why it's off to the side. But the problem with that is I can't fit a lot of words in that little left corner, right? And so sometimes it's kind of off where that's why that guy noticed it. Some people, like, I can kind of get away with it, but it's mostly just so like you could, when you're looking through the feed, you can just see a brief idea and then you can look at the title, but it's mostly supposed to be the image, right, that you're looking at, the face, right, or whatever's on the screen. So yeah, I'll have to account for that just because I have the template and I'm kind of like adjusting the template based on what the topic is, right? And like what like 3 or 4 words I can get in there that is like relevant. So I actually appreciate that. Yeah, thanks.
Just put big titties on every thumbnail. The word.
Whose comment was that?
Not actual titties, but like just the word big titties.
Whose comment that was? Because that's like some like deep fucking graphic design shit where I'm like, I'm not that deep into graphic design. I just sort of like taught myself it.
Who's that comment? That was G10. G10. 111. I forget what that was called.
On that one, it is slightly noticeable. And then if you look at all of them, then you're gonna notice it a little bit more. But it's like I said, it's the account for the wording. So I might have to go back and sort of like redesign and figure it out. Because I was looking at a bunch of other thumbnails where they were just using one word. I was like, yeah, this looks a little bit better, but I don't know how it will translate to how we're like clipping. Because like I have a bunch of like collection of just like thumbnails and I like sketch them up just because, like I said, I'm not like that great at graphic design. So
what you're saying is I'm overpaying you.
Not really.
You heard it here, folks. All right.
But thank you. I appreciate it.
So we're going to be talking about how loot boxes are once again under attack. They're trying to take your loot boxes from you. They're going to pry them from my cold, dead fingers. But before we get into it, let me remind you to like the video, share it with your friends who also buy loot boxes, and subscribe to the channel because every subscription gets you a chance to win a free Days Gaming official Hammock Man hammock. It's a 1 in a million chance.
You get
a loot box mechanic here.
Yeah.
So what am I talking about besides crazy shit like always? Well, 18 European countries, consumer groups have joined the fight against loot boxes. This comes courtesy of Video Games Chronicle. And I'll pull the screenshot up so you guys can follow along. It says 20 consumer groups from 18 European countries are launching a coordinated action asking authorities to pass regulation on loot boxes. The groups are lending their support to a new report from the Norwegian Consumer Council entitled Insert Coin, How the Gaming Industry Exploits Consumers Using Loot Boxes. The consumer groups are calling for a number of measures, including a ban on deceptive design, extra protections for minors, and transactional transparency. The report accuses companies of exploiting consumers by using mechanisms that it claims are quote-unquote predatory and quote-unquote fostering addiction.
Save me, Daddy.
Regulate me harder, Daddy. While calls for legislation on loot boxes have been taking place for a number of years, this new action is notable due to the number of nations being represented in a single coordinated campaign. The 20 organizations represent consumers in Austria, Bulgaria, Czech Republic, Denmark, France, Germany, Greece, Iceland, Italy, Latvia, Netherlands, Poland, Portugal, Slovenia, Spain, Sweden, and Switzerland, with the NCC coordinating and leading the campaign alongside the European Consumer Organization in Brussels. The NCC's 59-page document uses FIFA 22 and Raid Shadow Legends, not a sponsor, as case studies, claiming both games employ a wide arsenal of tricks to push consumers into spending as much time and money as possible, exploiting consumers who hope to receive the rewards despite a minuscule chance and likelihood to do so. What do you guys think about loot boxes and the way they try to get you to buy more? Skinner boxes, as they were.
I've never bought a loot box in my life, but
I'm smart enough to stay away.
So I'm the only asshole that buys loot boxes regularly.
My opinion is, if you want to buy loot boxes, you should be allowed to buy loot boxes, and nobody should tell you otherwise.
Yeah, but I think the argument is that they're basically using psychology.
It's predatory, but you know what?
I don't think they're tricking you. I don't.
Some people
if you enjoy it, it's like if you enjoy something, go ahead and spend. If that's what you enjoy spending your money on, then more power to you. You're not affecting me. You're most certainly not affecting.
You're too much of a sucker.
Well, Gary says it's not affecting him, but the more people that buy loot boxes, the more prominent loot boxes become in games. And then you have, when we were talking about Street Fighter 6, for instance, they're getting rid of characters, cutting them out, putting them into DLC because people were buying DLC. Loot boxes are the same way. What if they put loot boxes so you get different colors for your Street Fighter characters instead of just allowing you to push different buttons like normally? Now, like, hey, you want Ryu in a blue gi? Well, you got to open a loot box and try to get the blue gi.
I mean, I know you say it does affect me, but the more they push it, the more I stay away from it. So I understand what you're saying, but at the end of the day, it still won't affect me. I'll skip it. I mean, they've been doing this for a long time. We knew this was coming. DLC started to take off during the 360 era. This became a big, huge issue with people, and this is the reason why they know they can deliver you half a game. This is a good reason why I've shifted more towards the modern retro stuff. I think a good example is like the Turtles game. Now they could very well release DLC for that, but I was pretty sure we read somewhere that they said they weren't going to do that, even though .emu or .mu did the Streets of Rage, and they did they did sell that originally, and then they came out with the X edition or whatever with the extra added characters and all that stuff. So I mean, it's affecting everything. I understand that, but the more that they push it, the more I stay away from those companies or those games. I don't even really fighting games was always the worst to me. Stuff like what Nintendo was doing with like the Mario Kart tracks. I see that as a decent deal. I know a lot of people disagree with the quality that they're giving you, but I think the quality was good enough for the price that you were paying for. It's almost like a whole nother game. Some people feel like that with like the Street Fighter. They feel like, if they're getting an extra 20 characters or whatever for $30, they feel like that's a whole nother game, and more power to it. If you want to spend the money with that, if you want to play League of Legends and spend money that way, or there's a lot of things that you can go, and if you're really into it, you can spend the money. So I mean, more power to you. It's like I don't think this is an issue. I think some people could be getting tricked. I think people who are maybe younger gamers, they don't understand, maybe kids. But I think most grown-ups know what they're getting into and what they're spending on. So
Yeah, we're not going to read the whole article. I will put it in the chat, and hopefully Blinded puts it in the description of the video.
Yeah, like I said, I'll have to make a copy for that. So I'm just gonna write it up and I'll put some links or whatever and things like that. I'll show you beforehand, and then you can give me the okay.
But basically, loot boxes are bad. They want to ban them. They want to save the children. I am on the fence about this. Obviously, children shouldn't be spending all kind of money. Parents should be parents, though, right? They should know what their kids are spending their money on. They shouldn't just freely connect their credit cards to their cell phones and to their video game consoles. My own child, Sidekick Max, loves Minecraft. But the new Minecraft Realms, which allows him to play with all of his friends on the same server or whatever, he has to ask me. He's like, hey, you got to renew this every month. You know, it's not automatic. He can't buy anything. If he tries to buy something, it's like, The machine tells him, no, you don't got no money. As for me, personally, I do buy loot boxes. I do understand the addiction and the appeal of, one more. I was that close to getting what I wanted. But I also have extra income that I can just spend freely. So I know my limit. I know, like, fuck it, okay, I've spent $30. That's it. Like, so I can't stop cold turkey. I have that ability. But a lot of people don't. So unfortunately, laws are usually made to protect people from themselves in a lot of instances. I think this is one of them that we really need to take a deep look and say, are more people able to take care of themselves, or do we need to actually take care of them for them?
I don't know, man. It just boils down to it's like a freedom thing, you know. Like, do we? It's in anything. I mean, it's the same. You could talk about like gun control or anything like that too, you know. I mean, and I don't want to get into that shit, but
yeah, it's just people regulate themselves.
That's what I vote for, but a lot of people want to have that control over other people and think they can't handle themselves. And
yeah, but there are some people that legitimately can't handle, like,
then they need
drugs,
to be
right. Should we just allow just drugs to be just whatever, use them?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
I don't think so. That's a whole.
I do. I agree. I think I'm pretty libertarian on most things when I feel like the government should not be involved in any way telling us what we can and can't do. So I'm of the opinion loot boxes are fine. I do see, though, your point. I mean, I don't like the idea of it. You would have to get a loot box to unlock an extra skin or something that you might want that's not available. It's only available in the loot boxes. So
maybe that is the answer then. Maybe forcing games to say, okay, you could have loot boxes, right? But every item in the loot box has to be available for purchase separately. So you can take your gamble, right? Say your $1 for your loot box.
There you go. Yeah, I like that idea.
And you get a 1 in 100 chance, right? So, boom. Or you could spend $5 and you get it outright.
No, for you.
So maybe that's the answer.
That is a great idea, Tony. That's a problem solver right there, because you get the gambling aspect, but it doesn't completely just make it exclusive where you have to buy them through the loot box and spend a ton of money to get the crap you want.
You could, you have to weigh your options. Do I spend the $1 hoping I get it outright and I save $4, or I just spend the $5 and I get it off the bat? Yeah,
I like that.
All right. So I think it's really not much else to say about that. Who's like fucking washing dishes over there?
That's not me.
I don't know what that is. Oh boy.
Is that Gary?
No, I think that's Blinded.
No, you didn't hear Gary?
I was in the fridge. I'm hungry.
I didn't want to blame Gary. We've been on his case lately a lot.
Gary?
It was funny though, but he like turned around and went, huh? You knew he was doing something.
Fucking busted. All right, we got one more thing to go over before we hit the after show.
The polls.
The polls.
I voted in this week's poll.
Let's see them polls.
Whoa. I believe we had 4 polls this week.
Show me the poll.
All right, so let's go to the channel. Let's go to the polls. We had, let's see, 1, 2, 3. Yep, 4 polls. And one of them is a shocking poll. It was a last-minute addition.
I'm eating your favorite food, Days.
Pussy?
Miracle Whip.
Oh, just straight Miracle Whip.
Yeah.
Making a turkey sandwich.
You're making your sandwich.
Before we get to the polls, we got to ask Gary because we are less than a month away from the big weigh-in, Gary.
Oh, Tony's probably got this by a mile.
Oh, fuck.
Did you guys
Is it
forget?
too late
Did you guys think?
I have kids here and an old lady, and we like to eat. And unfortunately, dieting is almost near impossible with the 3 of these chuckleheads. But I have not turned.
I know
into
my wife makes like freaking desserts like all the time. I'm like, really?
The good life. It's hard, man. It's hard.
Chappie says Jerry wants to see our poll. Why does everybody keep calling you Jerry? How did you get that nickname?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jerry.
Jesus.
And Evil said mute your goddamn
Oh
mic,
my
Gary.
god.
What the fuck is that?
Is this Geeks with Cash? Did he invade Gary's house? Sure blame everyone else. Yeah. All right. Gary, are you going to be able to join us without... Apparently not. Do you even clip the polls, Blinded?
Sometimes I do. Like, I mean, like my process for it is like I clip everything, or I usually have like 4 clips, and then I try to post it like Tuesday to Friday. Because like Monday I spend the time editing, but like it just sort of depends. Like if I'm like listening to it and I'm like, is this gonna be like interesting? Like you might have to tell me sometimes because like sometimes I look at it and I'm like, I'll just make the decision. But sometimes it doesn't pay off. Yeah.
Nothing. I don't think any of the discussions we have are interesting. I'm surprised we have anybody watching us.
I mean, you're talking about the fan polls, right?
Yeah, just the fan polls is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Because everything else is golden. It's just the fan polls. It's a problem.
There was like the first one that I clipped, like that one was kind of interesting, so that's why I clipped it.
Right.
The other 2, I didn't really find where it was like, what would be like intriguing.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. If you want to change, just let me know.
Maybe we'll just do like one mega clip of all the polls.
Yeah, you could do something like that.
All right. Gary, are you with us?
Yes.
I just picture his cheeks all
funny.
puffy, just shoveling food in like a little kid. All right, so we're going to be going over the fan polls for the week. This week we had 4. We had an extra poll. Let me pull up the screen here. All right, as you can see, the first poll 3 days ago. I'm getting a little lazy on these. I should be starting them on Monday, but I've been missing the boat.
I think you should start on Monday.
Yeah, this was based on a Gen X gamer video that I saw where he was discussing how he only gets 5 hours a week to do his YouTube hobby. So I asked, is 5 hours a week enough time to dedicate to a hobby? 103 votes. 6% said that's too much time. 5 hours a week is too much time for a hobby. Obviously, these people
don't have hobbies.
They're workaholics.
47% said it's too little. You got to give yourself more time. And 48%, which is a shock, said it was just right.
Just right.
I feel like 5 hours is kind of small for certain hobbies.
Depends on how many hobbies you have. If you have like one hobby, then that's a little weak. True. But if you have like a few hobbies, then sure,
Yeah, I mean, certain hobbies is going to take, like painting miniatures is going to take you an hour, 2 hours.
Oh, a lot. It's going to take you a lot of time.
I'm just basing off of, I know.
Yeah.
Ren of Heavens would paint miniatures while we would stream. So.
Yes, I remember.
And we would stream for like 8 hours sometimes. Yeah. No Call No Show says depends on the hobby and your situation. Yeah, I could see like if your hobby is fishing, you're probably not doing a lot of fishing during the winter. Maybe ice fishing. If your hobby is collecting old cars or soda cans or something, it might not be 5 hours a week. But if it's something like playing video games, reading books, writing poetry for some reason, because people do that, I guess. I don't know. Help me out here, somebody.
Masturbation?
Yeah, 5 hours a week is not a lot.
No, it's not.
If your hobby is eating, like Gary's is.
Like, yeah, if you go to the gym, you spend like what, 1 hour? You go every 5 days.
Yeah, between eating and masturbating, man, I spend that's like 6-7 hours of my day.
Oh, that was a good one.
All right. Moving on. The second poll was how often should I stream Elden Ring on the channel? I kind of screwed up on my wording here. The choices were daily, about 3 times a week, once a week, or never because I'm terrible at the game. 21% said they want to see daily Elden Ring videos.
Wow.
9% said 3 times a week was good. 38%, which won the poll, said once a week is plenty. Just play some Elden Ring once a week. And then 32%, who are the assholes out of the 53 that voted, said never. I suck at the game. I don't suck at the game. I'm great. I did a no death run the first 2 hours. Did you watch the video? Didn't die once.
I voted on this one and I said daily. I'm pretty sure I said daily.
I have Elden Ring too. Maybe we could team up and play one time. I don't ever play it, but
yeah. I know Bros offered to help. Some other people from the chat have offered to help.
It's not that hard.
I don't know what I'm doing. I just get bored and lost immediately.
I just like killing the goats and stuff.
Yeah.
All right. So the third poll was if the Intellivision Amico actually releases, will you buy one? 144 votes. Only 23% said they would buy one if it was released. If it was out, available, store shelves. 77% said, hell no, not buying it. What do you think, Days? Would you buy one if it was on the store shelves?
On the store shelves, if it was on discounted, maybe. I kind of want to play one because I think it would be funny for my channel. That would be the only reason. If I didn't have a channel, there's no way in hell I'd buy one. But just to have it to play and like laugh at it and I would buy it only for that. But if I didn't have a channel, there's no way in hell.
Buy it for the memes.
Yeah, exactly.
What about you, Blinded? You buying one?
For you're gonna have to say it again.
The Amico. If the Amico releases, would you buy one?
No, never. Never was interested.
I know Gary's gonna buy one if it comes out.
No. I have better things to spend my money on.
Oh, if you put a crank on the side of it, you'd buy one, right?
That's half the price.
All right, so the fans here, 144 votes. Like I said, 77% said nope, not buying it. And the last poll, inspired by a friend of the channel, says, after watching Darius Truxton's video, I've been doing some serious thinking. That said, I have a really important question to ask. Can I hold $1? 46 votes, 65% said, yes, comrade, I can hold $1. So I expect, what's 65% of 46? What's that, like 28-ish?
Yeah.
30 something?
$30.
Yeah, so I expect $30. All you who voted yes. And 35% voted no, they hate capitalism. So that was the polls for the week. Not too interesting, but they are what they are. I promise to have better polls next week. So I think that's it for the show, fellas. You feel good about this week's show?
Yeah, I thought it was good.
How about you, Gary? You
Good
feel about
enough.
this week?
Yeah, it was okay.
I feel like we should clip that and make it a soundbite.
Did you put the mayo on the lettuce or on the bread?
There you go. There's one. There's one for you.
Are you having your old lady make you a sandwich, Gary?
He got hungry after I said I was making my sandwich.
That was my stepson.
Oh, that what it was? I was like, what the hell's going on? All right, so we're
I'm
going to
right
go
down here in the middle of the living room, so I'm like in the hub of everything.
Yeah, you're in the hub. That's what that sound is. Fucking nasty guy. All right, I'm putting the link. Go jump over. Meet us in the after show. This 2 hour and 47 minute train wreck is coming to an end. We will see you.
Only 2 hours.
2 hours and 47 minutes.
Oh, okay.
We got another 4 hours for the after party.
Yeah, the after party's coming up,
boy.
and we got tons of shit to talk about. So we'll see you at the after party. Love, peace, booty grease. We out this bitch.